Hello, everybody. It is 8 p.m. in Chicago and 9 p.m. on the West Coast, which means it is time for Shapes and Forms. I am planetJane, and I am going to momentarily, hopefully, be joined by my co-host Trey.
I believe I am here. Just give me one
Oh,
moment.
snap. Expert timing.
Hello.
Hello, it is just us two tonight. Our usual third co-host had another obligation, and Win is absent for reasons I won't go into. But we are still here. Shapes and forms, forms and shapes.
Yep.
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit, actually.
Um, my head not cooperating with pod, but I will try to.
Okay, your sensitivity is a little messed up too. Like you're clipping a little, like you're cutting out a little bit. But no rush. We literally just started. Why did they change the menu in Streamlabs again? No one wants this. Oh my god. Yeah, I definitely wanted to go to the Facebook page for Streamlabs. You can't see the stream because there is nothing to see yet. It's just the Shapes and Forms banner right now. I haven't put anything up yet. Where is... Okay, here we go. Is this? Here we go. How do I get to my frickin' my stuff? Studio. Yes. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Now you sound good.
Yeah, I had to get my headphone situation worked out. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I needed to figure out where all of my shit was because Streamlabs rearranged their entire menu again for like the third time in 2 months.
Oh gosh.
I don't know why
Everything is in the wrong spot. It's like
Yeah.
somebody came into your room at night and moved all the furniture
Yeah.
around.
Well, they used to have everything in a menu along the top, and now it's on the side, and they also changed the order that all the icons are in. It's just insanity. Mur, you are our most loyal viewer, and I deeply cherish your presence, but I don't know anything about any of the three people you just named. You know anything about Tom Holland, Trey?
The actor that plays Spider-Man?
Is that who that is? I knew the name
Yeah.
from somewhere. I just didn't know where. Whoa.
He's a charming fellow. Very English, which is funny because when you watch the movies, he's actually got like a pretty solid American impression. Did you notice that? It's so much easier for them to impersonate us than it is for us to impersonate them.
I think it's because like newscaster English, which is what most American accents, like when other people do them, sound like, or is like it's very nondescript and subtle.
Right.
Whereas RP, which is like the British pronunciation, it's very heavy and sharp.
Yeah.
It's like a very specific thing. Anyway, I'm ready to go. Are you playing as Commando, or are you gonna do?
I'm actually not.
There you go.
I just unlocked that guy.
Whoa!
But I'm gonna be my usual.
All right. I want to unlock him. He looks cool. Some kind of weird flower boy.
Yeah, Rex is like a robotic plant thing.
A scumfuck flower boy.
Yeah.
I like that album.
It's a good album.
Yes.
I've only listened to it once, I think, but like it was I remember it being the first like Tyler project I actually genuinely enjoyed, and then Okra came around and I was like, well, fuck, I think I'm a fan now.
It's weird, and a lot of people have had this experience, but like Tyler's music kind of changed as I got older. So
Right.
like when he was making the really, like grimy, edgy stuff. I was into that kind of thing, and then about the time that Wolf came out, he was kind of moving in new directions. And then Cherry
Right.
Bomb was kind of like a weird sort of like Lost in the Woods record. I don't much like that one, although I know some people really do. And then Flower Boy is like kind of where he started doing the jazzier thing.
Yeah.
And then
Which
Igor came out.
Yeah, which came to a head on Igor for sure.
Yeah. A lot of people, that album's very divisive, and that kind of surprised me, because I thought that it was kind of all of his positive qualities in one place. I guess people really don't like the pitch shifting singing, but I don't know.
Maybe.
People are cowards. Yes, that is the lyrics to a song called Cherry Bomb. What's this all about? Ooh, it's the slug. You should take that.
Sluggy boys.
But, yeah, so how was your week, Trey?
Pretty solid. I started a blog on WordPress.com.
Yeah.
It is called Mind the Weird. I am writing about all the things that I can think of writing about without, like, being weird, I guess.
Yeah.
What the hell is the Lepton Daisy?
Periodically release a healing nova during the teleporter event. Okay.
Yeehaw.
I got horse
Seems like-
back.
Seems like it would be useful.
Yeah. But like, that's good. Yeah,
but
I read
yeah.
I read some of the stuff you posted there, and it seemed pretty interesting.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. What else has been happening?
Murr's been playing a lot of Dicey Dungeons. I have heard that game is very good.
I really want to try it, which is weird because I've never actually like been into deck builders or anything like that. But the thing about it is that I like Terry Kavanagh's work, and I think that he between the art style and Chipsel being the composer on it, it's got a lot of qualities that make it appealing to the type of person that is like me, who might not necessarily be familiar with the genre. Ooh, I got a fungus, and but might still nevertheless want to check it out just on the sake of its other qualities.
Yeah,
I am suffering. Gosh, Jesus.
Try to put up a wall for you. But also, yeah, hi Zursk.
A random Zursk appeared.
Yeah, like my understanding is that it's not really, like it's not like Slay the Spire where the actual deck is a huge focus. Like the deck building is kind of almost vestigial. It's sort of like we're in Canada. No, we're not. Unless this is some kind of joke about the game that we're playing that I don't understand, that I'm not galaxy brain enough to understand.
Well, there are plenty of woods here. Is that Canadian?
Plenty of woods, not quite enough racist prime ministers. Heyo.
Oh, gosh.
Although, I don't know. Maybe, what the fuck is the name of the final boss from Risk of Rain 1?
I forget his name.
Something with a V, I think.
The Vagabond, the Wanderer, or whatever the hell.
No, the Vagabond's the big jellyfish. Anyway.
That's the Vagrant.
That's true, it's the Vagrant.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this game, apparently. To be fair, I haven't played it since we last played it on the show, so like...
Yeah, I booted it up just now just so that I could maybe try to unlock at least one of the new characters that has been added since the updates. Like, we got...
Crystal.
Like, I got Rex, and then there's another one that they introduced from the last game called Loader that came back in the update that dropped last week.
I feel like I remember Loader, but I don't remember what he actually was doing.
He's got a grappling hook and is like able to I believe he negates all fall damage, which is kind of cool.
I donated to the New Talker. I don't know what
That's
that did,
so.
but I did that. Yeah, my week was, like, fucking terrible, but, you know.
Mm. They can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners, it's very true.
Alrighty, let's see what else is coming.
Oh, you should
Ooh,
take that, yeah.
I got one too.
It's just extra damage, like, you kinda can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Let's see. Where did the teleporter end up?
Dark Crystal Age of Resistance called the Heretic and the Wanderer. That is cool. Have they done Trial by Stone in the new Dark Crystal yet? I know there was Trial by Air, and that was like a big plot twist. But I want to know if they do Trial by Stone. It's the only thing I know about the series at all.
So, I haven't checked out the Dark Crystal show yet, but I think I need to watch the movie first before I do so. But speaking of Bill Hader, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs turned 10 years old yesterday.
What?
The movie.
No, that can't be true.
I swear on my life, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is 10 years old. It actually.
Sorry, go on.
And it actually was the first movie that Phil Lord and Chris Miller ended up making, which they are the producers on Spider-Verse now, and as well as the directors of the Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street. So it ended up being a bit of a career shift for them.
Quietly influential film, apparently.
Right?
I've never seen it actually, but that's wild. Yeah, to answer Zersk's question, the original Risk of Rain was in fact a 2D game. They decided to do the Nintendo 64 sequel thing and make the sequel 3D.
A prequel to the sequel.
Risk of Rain 0 coming soon to a console near you. That's not true. I shouldn't say things like that. People will think I have some kind of insider info.
Your third eye is wide the hell open.
Yeah. I've got...
Every time a 2D becomes 3D, the baby Gary Butterfield cries, Mer says.
Who is baby Gary Butterfield?
I don't know, but I'll take his word for it, I guess. Alright, we got armor-piercing rounds and a med kit. I took the armor-piercing rounds.
Okay, I'll take the med kit.
Yeehaw.
A games critic who is a big grognard. I see.
And the teleporter is down there.
Did I accidentally teleport, fall down? Oh yeah, it's right here. We get to turn this on?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, let me get that. That.
Who do we got? The Wandering Vagrant.
I had I had the missiles and the combat knife thing on my last run on the first 2 levels, and so when I ended up doing the Vagrant on both levels, he died pretty much immediately.
I mean, we're tearing through him pretty well right now too, although we're about to get hit with the freaking shockwave thing that I hate.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I survived.
Dead from blunt trauma to the face.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh fuck. Oh god. Okay. You know, if you could just not do this, that would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be nice?
It's such an easy boss, except for that one thing that makes it really not easy. And it does it constantly when it starts to get low on health.
I didn't have my shield thing.
Okay.
My bubble.
Well, I've taken him down, so you will be able to return in Avengers Infinity War. I'm a fake nerd girl because I've never seen that film.
I'd actually argue that you might end up being more of a legit nerd girl because of that. Because you know,
yeah.
Marvel's just mainstream enough now that you kind of don't really have much nerd cred for liking it anymore.
I don't care for the MCU largely, but
It is something that I enjoy, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think of it as the second coming of God the way that many seem to.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you did say that you donated to a newt altar.
So I guess that's
Here
what
we
that
are.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
The
can
bazaar
actually.
between time.
I don't think I can actually buy anything because I don't have any lunar coins. So.
I have 5,
Well,
but
you can get some.
I'm not fully sure whether or not I want to use
Although
anything.
I think you might want to save up to unlock the Wow, what the hell is this thing? I could get it, but I'm not going to. Oh, there's like other portals in here. This is creepy.
Dream. Should I open my third eye?
Moldy Crabs United. If you want to, they're your coins.
Why not? You dream of twisting roots.
I see.
So it goes.
I guess we
Hello,
leave
Newt.
now? I like this
I guess
guy.
so.
I feel like you can probably fight him because he has a health bar, but I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah, that's an effort. You have to be like gangbusters, just like absolutely shredded in order to do anything.
Absolutely, completely overpowered.
Yeah.
Also, for like half a second, I thought you were going to say that you had to be gangster to do anything to him, which was also true, but... Wetland aspect.
Rehabilitation zone.
Yeah. But,
I'm hoping that we get the new one that was added in last week's update. Haven't seen it yet.
The new character? Or the new area?
The new level.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a new area as well, and I believe that the reward for finishing it is the new character.
Interesting. Looks like an area in Limbo of the Lost. That's rude.
The King of Limbo.
Has more artistic value than Painkiller. I don't know what Painkiller is, so sure.
Painkiller is a series of FPSs. I can't remember the name of the studio that makes them, but it's like an Eastern European one somewhere.
Is it
like,
CD Projekt Red, or is it not?
No.
That's the only Eastern European studio I know by name.
But yeah, it's kind of in the same vein as like the Dooms and the Serious Sam's era of games where it was like kind of like cheesy FPS style gameplay in the early 2000s.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For a while, FPS grognards were really smug about Painkiller. Smug in what direction? Because I did not know that. I know there's like a group of people that think Serious Sam is the best game ever made, which I just don't understand, but to each their own, I suppose.
A war banner.
The war banner. But, God, what have I been up to this week? I've been, like, catching up on anime and fucking following the Tekashi 69 trial because my life is a wreck.
Nice.
It's fucking Treyway.
I told you, I thought that I was done with that when when college ended.
You thought it was over.
You cannot number the amount of mediocre white boys that would say that immediately whenever I said my name.
Did people stan Trey like 6ix9ine at your school?
Well, no, it was like kind of an extended joke type thing.
I see.
But still, it was like You know, it's like saying, "How's it going, Owen?" Owen has heard that.
I
Owen is
see.
done with your shit.
Oh, people would say it to you because your name is Trey. I
Yeah.
understand. That makes sense. I just like the videos of all of them doing random shit and then someone shouts in the background, "It's fucking Treyway," are just like just imagine if you had like if we went somewhere together and someone was just shouting shapes and forms in the background the entire time.
Good lord.
It's just I don't. It kind of seems because the nine Trey Bloods are like a gang, like
Like
they
a
shoot
actual
people
honest to
and
God
shit.
GANG.
Like it just seems like the opposite of how you'd want to operate in that case. But I guess I just don't. I guess it's just not my scene, so I wouldn't understand. But
I mean, who am I to tell you how to operate your
your
illegal
criminal enterprise, your small business.
your small business, your pizza stand? Good lord.
We will meet you in the pizza stand. My cousin
Yes,
Giovanni owns.
Yes, I would like a large pepperoni and sausage, extra cheese. Ah, gosh, what a mess.
What is this, Mur? What have you posted? Also, when I see your post of the Astra Lost in Space meme, and I acknowledge it. Trey, did you know that they rolled back history 100 years?
Did you know that they did surgery on a grape? Because I knew that, but I didn't know that they rolled back history by 100 years. How does that work?
I watched the show, and don't ask me. I couldn't tell you.
Back in time.
Oh, hey, the fucking, Area 51 raids are totally taking place on Saturday. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, sweet Christ. Alright, I'm taking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably going to be a mess.
Is anyone going to be in Nevada tomorrow?
If any jackasses, probably straight white people, straight white boys, are getting any solid ideas.
I feel like, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but that's a good one, so I'll take it. I feel like one person is going to show up and they're going to get arrested, and suddenly it's not going to be funny anymore.
God, it's already started.
But I would like to be wrong.
They're Naruto running to get away from the bullets.
If you Naruto run in formation, the bullets can't hit you.
Alright, we found a teleporter.
I legitimately... let me link up with you and then you can pull the trigger on that.
Are we bad enough dudes to pull this off?
It's not a problem. Oh, it's the jellyfish again. But, like, I legitimately hope nothing happens, both because it would be terrible if something did, and also because I find the Area 51 raid stuff, like, really funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot.
You know, it's nice to enjoy a good round of harmless dumbassery every now and then.
Yeah. Do you guys think Tekashi69 is going to rat out the people that run a Naruto run at Area 51?
He knows all the secrets.
He does. This is an actual thing from the trial. Like, fucking Jim Jones got brought up.
Oh, jeez.
The guy from Dipset.
Yeah.
Mr. We Fly High.
Yeah, no lie, you know this.
Yes.
I was trying to think of it, and I was like, is that him? Yes, that is him.
Yeah. That was like his one song that people cared about. It's like most of his music is not. I mean, it's difficult to be a standout when you're in a group with Cameron to begin with, but also, like, almost everybody in that group was more interesting than Jim Jones, except for maybe J.R. Writer. So, Yeah. There was Hellrel, who has a really great name, but I don't really know much else about him. Oh, it dropped the leeching seed.
Yeah. And that's another one in the bag.
Yes. Also, I didn't say the docket for today. We're going to play Risk of Rain for about an hour and a half, and then I'm going to switch over to Isaac.
Alright.
Even though it is still fuck Tyrone hours 24/7.
Fuck Tyrone.
Also, Zursk is right. They would have to do it 3 days after tomorrow if they wanted to take people, like, really by surprise.
Back to Rally Point Delta.
Yep. But, like, even if nobody actually shows up, it is going to be a massive waste of, like, American security resources, and that does make me a certain kind of happy.
You know, we take our small victories wherever we can get them.
I like knowing that the government is wasting its time on stupid crap.
I love that tweet that somebody posted. It's got like an army guy on Snapchat bored out of his mind at a PowerPoint presentation saying, "Y'all really got our superiors talking about Naruto runs in class."
Yeah,
SMH or something.
I saw that. It was maybe the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't that great?
Just the fucking Naruto screen cap up on the PowerPoint board. With the words Naruto running in quotation marks.
God.
Just sure. Like, I don't know. There's this guy that posts on the hip-hop subreddit named Money Convo, and by and large we don't get along, but he said a thing the other day that was like, most of my joy at this point comes from watching ironic things happen. And that's not true for me, but I do understand where he's coming from.
Right. Yeah. Something, get them aliens. Get them aliens. Let's see. What else happened this week? So for me, I actually won tickets to a concert here in Raleigh.
Yeah, that was a funny coincidence. You and Shredney unexpectedly getting tickets to concerts like on the same day.
Yeah, mine isn't till October 5th, but I'm still excited. It will be
who's it for again?
Fun time. Zed, the electronic music producer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Shredney went to go see KO Dot, I think, who are a band that I know nothing about. That's where they are this evening, incidentally, if anybody in the chat's wondering. They are not present because they are at a concert getting fucked up, if the post that they left on their server is any indication. But, you know.
Oh, what an icon. I've been thinking about ferrets today because the video game company Finji, their logo is a ferret, and they released not one but 2 games that seem kind of interesting.
Before I ask you what those are, Mur would like to know how you feel about Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith is a famous figure known for having a show that is set in North Carolina. It's all right.
What is that
show? The Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know. Like, my knowledge of live action television is extremely limited.
You know, something Barney Fife.
Yeah. Like, If it's about like a VH1 special, I might be able to help you, but not otherwise. That's one of those things about myself that I never talk about. When I was in high school, I watched a fuck ton of reality TV, and I don't know why. Like, I didn't even really like it. It was just
there.
on. Yeah.
You know, that's how it be sometimes. Like, I don't know if I can really call myself a fan of the Bad Girls Club, but you bet your ass that I know much more about the Bad Girls Club than any man my age ought to know about the Bad Girls Club.
I don't even remember much about anything I watched, is the thing. Like, I watched a ton of, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it just went in one ear and out the other. Like, I could not tell you a thing about any of those shows.
Oh, you sweet summer child. That one is a mess.
Yeah. And then at some point, we got, like, an expanded cable package, and got, the Independent Film Channel, so I started watching their anime block. And also, like, was that the channel that Viral Video Film School aired on, or was that, no, that
Viral
was,
Video Film School was on Current TV.
Current, yeah.
So, that one was actually a segment on a larger show called Infomania.
Yes, Infomania, okay. It's all coming back
Yeah.
now. I think I only got them confused because they were, like, right next to each other, like, numbers-wise. on
the channel guide.
On our cable package, yeah.
I always associate Current with G4 because of that. Because they were, like, one channel away from each other on my programming guide.
I fucking miss X-Play, man.
For me, I really want for there to be a modern version of Attack of the Show somewhere. Like, they tried to bring it back on Twitch, but it didn't work out. So, like, I still feel like I love the idea and would appreciate somebody just rounding up all the weird shit on the internet for a week and having it all in one nice place.
Like, there's YouTube channels that do that, but they're by and large run by scumbags.
Right.
Like fucking PewDiePie has a, like, program that's that, but, like, I'm not gonna watch anything on his channel because he sucks.
Yeah, no love for Felix here.
No. Did you ever think about the fact that his real name is Felix Kjellberg? It's just kind of odd in the mouth, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Swedish names.
Yeah. But,
I got a med kit and some goggles.
God, he's probably the most famous person from Sweden. That's depressing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else now. I know I brought it up, but no, you're right. Like, something like Attack of the Show or X-Play would be cool to have.
Yeah, I used to be hardcore G4 fan, because, like, they were also where Ninja Warrior started here in the States.
Yeah.
They imported the Japanese version of it, Sasuke, and then had it in reruns pretty much. And then they were like, why don't we do a competition where we send somebody to the Japanese version of the show? And now it's a huge thing on NBC.
Yep.
Because it got bought out and stuff.
Yeah, like, Ninja Warrior was one of the very few programs that survived the demise of the network, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was basically just that, as far as,
yeah,
like,
it might actually be the last bastion of G4 related content that is currently on American television.
Yeah. Also, sorry for kind of ignoring the chat. There is Greta Thornburg. That's a good point. Suit reboot dying quietly on Netflix. I didn't even know that happened.
So I think that what ended up happening was that Joel McHale started a show that was like the Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale or something like that.
The Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale.
But, like, people probably didn't make the connection that it was just the soup again.
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
Joel McHale that turned out to suck? Or no, that was Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, no, that was Chris Hardwick.
Joel McHale probably still fine. I prefer to assume the best of people. But also, yes, there was a show called Viral Video Film School, and it was great.
The guy's name was Brett Ehrlich on
Brett
that show. He was the
Ehrlich,
host. Yeah.
He was
And
he was a character.
I think he works for the Young Turks now. The
Really?
YouTube channel. Yeah.
Huh.
Which is interesting and weird.
That's a hell of a career jump, yeah. Because like the Young Turks is like a political organization, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You got it.
better than what happens to a lot of people who have like weird niche TV shows, which is they either turn out to be sex offenders or they just flame out and you never hear from them again.
Right.
So, I'll take political journalism or whatever you want to call that over anything like that. But yeah, Viral Video Film School was great. There was an episode entirely about bears, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Brett had his weird subjects that he would do. Like, it was originally like 5-minute long segments that cut out pieces of different viral videos, but it got expanded, I think, into a 30-minute program after Infomania ended.
Yeah. Sorry, Zursk. The animals, not the other kind of bear.
Hot.
But, yeah, like, I really liked that show. There was a couple things on Current that I thought were okay, but that's the only one that's really stuck with me over time.
I think Current died when they tried to turn it into, like, the, another MSNBC, like, type of thing, because I think that what happened was that they got, like, they managed to land Keith Olbermann after, oh my god.
Yeah, right?
Dead once again from blunt trauma to the face.
I might be joining you here in a second. I'm having trouble finding an escape route. But yeah, it tried to turn into a news network, right?
Yeah, they, so it always had, like, a little bit of a current events sort of, like, thing in mind, hence the name, but the thing about it was that it was a little more willing in the early days to experiment and had, like, it was one of the first experiments in user-created television, which, you know, is something that only really came about in a pre-YouTube era where there wasn't really much of any way for everyday people to have content reach a wide audience. So the guys that started it...
That was, like, post-YouTube, but before you could have something take off on YouTube by itself, mostly.
Right.
Because, like, if you'll remember, like, Viral Video Film School was in large part about YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, like, they hadn't really figured out the whole, like, algorithm thing yet. So, if you didn't have some way to get people to look at your stuff, it would just sit there.
Yeah.
And, so Current filled a very odd, in retrospect, like, interstitial transitionary niche, which I think was really cool. And I thought the whole, like, you know, TV for the youth thing they had going on was pretty interesting, but they kind of, I mean, as we said, they kind of just tried to turn into a news network, and it didn't really work.
Yeah, once its niche ended up being filled by YouTube itself, like, it sort of lost that original raison d'etre and ended up being like a network without a really major like hook that made it different from anything else on TV.
Yeah.
So they tried to make it something that already had established success, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. To get, like, a small amount of real for a second. Like, I heard Todd in the Shadows once say that like living through the collapse of the record industry felt like living through the fall of the Roman Empire, and
Yeah.
I think that's happening again with linear TV.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you might be right about that.
people talk about how like all these streaming services popping up is going to kill Netflix, and maybe it will, but I don't think it's going to do that until after the rest of cable goes down first. Like I'm sure there will always be TV, but I don't know how much of a market there still is for like specialty networks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, stuff like Current, or even like I think even VH1 and such are struggling at this point.
Like I was watching Ovation with my with my mother last week. Doc Hollywood was on with Michael J. Fox, and I was like very thoroughly like trying to remember whether or not I'd ever even watched Ovation before.
Isn't that Oprah's channel?
No, that's the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, no, Ovation is like a art-focused channel. It's almost like what A&E wanted to be before A&E just became reality TV all the time. So it's one of those ones that's like mostly relegated to the back half of like the specialty packages.
Yeah. Like, Murr says, like, passive viewing is kind of foreign to him because he's always kind of just picked what he watched. And I get that, because now that we live in an era of, YouTube, live streams, streaming services, easy piracy, like, there's very little reason to just turn on the TV to see what's on.
Yeah, I think that with me, the only one that really has a lock on that kind of thing in my life at all is HGTV, and that's because of my parents. Although I will admit that I find a lot of enjoyment in the Property Brothers.
Is that one of the house flipping shows?
That's one of the ones, yes, where they they buy a house for the people and renovate it to their liking, pretty much.
My mom really likes those. I get the appeal, but I always find them really funny when it's like people with ridiculously high budgets and weirdly specific job descriptions.
Right.
Like, yeah, my name's Jared with an O. I build dog houses for disadvantaged pooches.
Yeah, my wife's name is Janelle, and she
with a G.
she develops software for the back end of Amazon.com.
Yeah, it's just, as Zursk says, that's how you know they inherited wealth. In some cases, definitely, but sometimes I think it's just that people have, like people who are the only person that has that job. Like, because there's stuff like that sometimes.
Works out in weird ways occasionally. Yeah. That's a dagger.
Tri-tip dagger. Do you want it, or should I take this? Alright.
One more. Oh, wait, no. There's no more sacrifices, dang.
Alright.
No more shrine offerings.
I should see what's in the shop over here. But,
get you something nice.
Yeah. Take armor piercing rounds. But, yeah, television. It's dying.
Yeah. I think, personally, I lost my drive to want to, like, watch stuff passively, because I did so a lot as a kid, but what happened was that we switched to DirecTV, and because
Somebody
of that,
hit
they
the
they
TV.
said that they weren't able to install the receiver for the television in my room because our cable equipment for the internet was in there, and the tech that came out to install the stuff from DirecTV was like, yeah, no, that's gonna interfere with the signal.
Nice.
So yeah, I've had like for the past 5 years now or so, I haven't had any like linear TV installed in my room, and we switched to internet-based TV a while ago. Like we went from DirecTV to DirecTV Now, essentially.
Yeah,
So the online version of it, but
we had DirecTV for a while. For the last few years that we had TV, we were some of the few customers of the failed SES satellite service, which I don't think most people outside of Pennsylvania even know what that is.
wow.
That was Service Electric's attempt to break into satellite television, and I don't think it worked. Or if it did, they just folded it into their regular service, because I never hear about it anymore. But their prices went up, and we ended up, after our house got foreclosed on, we obviously couldn't afford to. Oh, I'm dead.
How the heck did that happen?
I got burned down really fast by an elite lizard over here.
Oh, jeez.
You should be cautious. But, first of all, yes, Murr, people who want a green lawn in desert areas are monsters. But, obviously when our house got foreclosed on, we couldn't really afford to keep up, a stupidly expensive cable package, so we just never...
Thou art avenged.
Yeah. We just never got another one. The only thing... Thanks for that, Windows. I'm gonna put this controller down until it's... I think the cable is loose. It keeps plugging and plugging back, unplugging and plugging back in. I apologize to the viewers if they're hearing that Windows driver noise and thinking that it's their computer. It's not. It's mine. But, even if we did have linear TV, the only thing I would watch would be, Toonami, probably. And maybe occasionally Ancient Aliens out of morbid curiosity. Because that show is wild. And has only gotten wilder as the years have gone on.
Dare I say it is buck wild.
Did you know that it's still airing? That there is a new season airing right now?
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
I watched a semi-recent episode, and it was, impressively incoherent. Just a bunch of disconnected ideas that did not have much of anything to do with each other. Some bullshit about how, the syllable da is proof that aliens invented language. I don't know.
You know, they are masters of figuring... Oh, God.
R.I.P. in peace.
They are masters of figuring out weird bullshit ways of justifying those theories, huh?
Also, Murr, I do agree that people who like things like that are better than people who watch Fox News, but unfortunately there is a sizable amount of overlap. If you're gonna do that, then I will be
weaken. Reducing movement speed, armor, and damage.
Also, while we've got a little intermission here, good time to remind you guys that if you'd like to support the channel, there are means to do so below the viewing window. And if you don't already, you should follow me on Twitter so you know when we are going to go live. You should also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got a Mario Maker series that will be coming back on Monday most likely, and you should watch that, because it's cool. Also, I die a lot, which is funny. Anyway, let's dive back in. What to heck is Twitter? That's a good question, Zonks. Also, legitimately thank everybody that came out just to watch today, because more than most weeks getting the show together this week was a little bit of an uncertainty. So, it means a lot that y'all are here. What the fuck? He tunnels through the ground. I want to unlock this character really badly. Yeah. Huh. Gosh, what else happened this past week? I had like a funny anecdote, but I don't remember what it was anymore. Which is, me saying that is maybe worse than just not saying the anecdote to begin with.
Well, you know, you're doing your best.
Perhaps. When you try your best and don't succeed.
Docket.
Yup. Oh, man.
I am buying a backup magazine.
In case your current one falls in the sewers.
Yeah, I want to make sure that my Game Informer is in sustainable reading condition when when it is time for me to
game more.
To brush up on my knowledge about Ghost Recon Breakpoint, starring John Bernthal from Punisher.
I like, not to get all you know, ooh, me big game more on anybody, but like, I have felt so disconnected from the AAA gaming industry the past like decade, basically. Like, except for whatever reason for Nintendo, because they seem to still mostly make games that are focused around being fun instead of like the thing with the fact that the new Ghost Recon game has a starring. That's just strange, right? Like, that's not just me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I play video games to have some kind of experience, not watch a movie. I don't know.
And yet,
maybe I'm just a elitist gatekeeper fuck.
you know, the only one that I've been like really curious about recently, besides like Destiny, which is Stockholm syndrome for me, is Borderlands 3 for you know, nostalgia reasons.
Like, I've said this before. I'm not as big on the franchise as most of my friends are, because I really don't like the writing. But the actual, like, you know, core gameplay loop in Borderlands is very fun. It's hard to fuck up. Just like, here's a trillion different guns, shoot things. You know,
Right.
Like, it's a solid formula. Also, yeah. I do like that there is explicitly a non-binary character in the new one. That's cool.
Flak is a good bot.
Is it just pronounced Flak?
Yeah.
It's not FL4K. I didn't think it was, but you never know.
It's kind of like how Claptrap's name is CL4PTP, but...
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But my friends call me Claptrap. At least they would if I had any.
Yeah? Claptrap actually, I think, is fine. The character I have the most bones to pick with writing-wise is actually Handsome Jack. I just don't like it.
Not about it.
No, like...
Yeah.
When Borderlands 2 was new, people were like, "Oh, he's so funny, he's such a great villain," and I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different style than what I like, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
you know,
learn new
not
details about
to be...
BioShock Infinite.
Yeah. Gotta learn new details about BioShock Infinite.
Oh ho ho ho! I got the good item.
Stand up for the beast of America.
But
I got a also good item.
yeah.
Where are they on me? I'm not sure where they render on.
Let me take
on
a
racks.
look. They don't appear to be on you at all.
My eye is on the bottom of my.
Oh yeah, maybe it's down
of
there.
my posterior right there, but like I'm not sure. I don't see it there.
It could also just be that they haven't finished the animation, like the renders for them yet with all the items, because game is still technically in early access.
Yeah, which is interesting to me because like for the most part I haven't really been much of an interested party in terms of like early access games. Like it took me a long time to come around on them because
it's still not my favorite business model.
Yeah, I was very much the type where it was like I want the game when it's done. And like I think that with Roar 2 I was willing to sort of break away from that a little bit because like it was already pretty much a fully formed product like when it launched.
Yeah.
And like the new stuff for the most part is just adding extra things.
Yeah, like and bug fixes, which is important. But like the thing, the compromise with myself that I've come to, I guess, is like there's ways to do early access comparatively well, like this game does, and there's ways to do it really badly, which is when you are buying what is essentially an alpha.
Yeah.
Which happens depressingly often. But also I want to point out Zersk's comment where she asked when the quadruple A gaming industry is going to exist. And I think that's a good question.
Can't say I know.
I think that's what we're going to call it whenever VR finally takes off. That's another thing that I don't get. Apparently this is just me ranting about stuff, the episode, but, like, is anybody here into VR games?
I've enjoyed what I've played of VR, but, like, as far as actually having like a full-on rig and everything, I haven't gotten on that train just yet. The closest I've come to it is pretty much just having one of the mobile headsets that like were popular a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's just only ones I won't talk about. Zersk, I'm going to destroy you. It's just like I kind of don't get it. which makes me sound like I'm 25 going on 52, I know, but like it's just it doesn't seem like an extension of an existing medium. Like the way people try to sell them is always like, oh, it's the future of games. And I think that that's not really true. Like I think games are the future of games. I think VR is kind of a discrete thing. You know what I mean?
Like, so I like that they're a thing together, but I also think that that's something that can coexist with, like, traditional linear video games.
Yeah, stuff like this.
Like, I wouldn't want interactive fiction, so, like, cinematic games to replace... To replace the traditional movie-going experience, because like sometimes that's a better way to tell a story than the alternative of having like an actual vested interactive portion of the plot. Like it works for Metal Gear, but I don't know if it would necessarily like be the same experience if you tried to turn like the Lord of the Rings into a video game, you know?
Yeah, it's just I kind of feel that way. Like I feel like it's fine for there to still be regular games. It's like the whole thing where people position VR stuff as like a replacement for or evolution of video games is very strange to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, to me, that's, like, the same as implying that we shouldn't have books anymore because visual novels exist.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know.
Or saying that the video store doesn't have a place anymore because Netflix exists.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just not... I don't get it.
Like, there's... at the... one of the theaters that's in my area has a video store, like, built into the front of it, which is pretty dope, because, like,
cool.
I don't have a VHS player that works anymore, but you bet your ass if I did, then I would be renting movies still.
Yeah. Zursk brings up an interesting point, which is they say that it's an extension of the idea of video games as products. Like, I think there is definitely an element of that, because, like, there is a certain kind of person who thinks of video games as like a technological showcase more than as something you do for fun or for an experience. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like there's like definitely like a weird hyper-capitalist undercurrent to all that. And if you'll notice, like, obviously not here because this is my show, but like, there's like a lot of the time whenever gaming places publish like not positive reviews of VR hardware, people get like really aggro in the comments and stuff, and it just strikes me as weird. I don't know.
Yeah. It was a little odd.
Also, I'm very dead.
I'm very confused, but you know, we're doing what we can, I guess.
R.I.P. in peace.
Well, that didn't work out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to playing as the Artificer, who I constantly want to call the Warlock. Okay, good night, Mer.
Be a fitting name.
Yeah. Well, I think I just want to be calling them that because they look like a Warlock from Destiny.
Yeah.
But, Zursk brought up TVs, and that's another thing where it's, like, weird how people are about them.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the whole fucking, curved TV trend from a few years ago?
Yeah, and, like, when they tried to push 3D TVs as well.
Yeah. Like, every couple years, something comes out that's like, this is the future of television, and then it's just not.
Yeah. TVs in your walls. TVs that can reflect the background behind them. 3D TVs. Curved TVs.
Yeah, like
We've got TVs. Too many TVs.
Crazy idiots cutting prices and you benefit. But,
Foreman Mills!
Foreman Mills! East Coasters only.
Yeah.
I don't think they have Foreman Mills in other parts of the country. Which is fine. Like, Foreman Mills is not anything.
Like, you're not missing anything at Foreman Mills that you can't get out of a TJ Maxx.
My predominant memory of going to a Foreman Mills is I was there to buy a hat once, and this guy was looking at coats, and his kid was with him, and his kid kept crying, and he was like, "Come on, stop crying. Stop." Like that. I was there for like an hour, and that was the background of my entire visit. It was,
oh boy,
just like a comically inept father.
Stop crying. Gosh, can you imagine just like wanting to negotiate with your child instead of like actually having like a method to help them figure their life out?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe that guy shouldn't have been spending like 50 minutes looking at fur, like coats with fur lining, so he could look like Drake in the one music video.
Gosh, or friggin' Macklemore in the thrift shop.
Well, I was thinking, like, what? I don't even remember what song it was a video to, but there was one Drake video where he's like driving an SUV in the snow, and he's got like a black coat with brown fur lining on it.
That's started from the bottom, I think.
That started from the bottom video. Okay.
That might be. It's certainly that era.
Yeah.
But like, I don't fucking know.
When he started doing like a, mob Drake.
Yeah. As if that's a thing that can be convincingly done.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing a couple months ago where like he was like threatening Kanye West, I guess, via text message. I don't know. Today on Shapes and Forms, celebrity gossip
and rap beef.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift thinks Kanye West is two-faced. More at 11.
Taylor Swift thinks more at 11.
Oh gosh.
But wrapped beef is my favorite kind of gyro.
Gyros.
Really makes me think.
Makes you do a rumination.
A rumination espresso, even. But, yeah, I don't know.
Everything is confusing.
The world is a... Good night, Win. The world is a ball of rubber bands, and we are but lint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be like that.
Because it's like that, y'all, and that's the way that it is.
Better than that, it's like that, y'all.
But, you know what? I'm thinking about TV channels, again, going back to our earlier conversation.
Let's see, what other good ones were there?
I watched a lot of stuff on IFC. Because, we got it, and they had an anime block, which was very novel to me at the time.
I find myself intrigued by one weird show that was on there called Out There. That, like, it was an animated show with an odd art style. I think it was, like, about three, like, friends trying to grow up in a weird small town or whatever.
I remember that. I don't
yeah.
know if I ever watched it, but I do remember it existing.
Yeah, like, the guy that created it ended up doing Future Worm for Disney XD later.
Yeah. Didn't one of the other guys go on to work on Clarence for Cartoon Network too?
That might be what ended up happening. They seem to have similar energies about them.
Yeah. I've never seen Clarence either, but again, I know it exists.
Clarence is a solid show. It's better when they like stop being like weird for the sake of weird with it and just like focus more on like the character interactions between like the three mains.
Yeah.
Like it's you know, it's not the greatest thing that Cartoon Network had at the time, but it's not the worst either.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Cartoon Network has right now that is like interesting.
I like the one that they have about the ninja cat guy, Mao Mao.
I don't think I even knew that was a thing.
Yeah, it's about him like being him being a hero in like a town that's full of cute like characters.
Interesting. Did that start recently?
Yeah, I think it started in like July.
Oh, okay. That would explain why I don't know.
Yeah.
I like my understanding of what is airing on CN updates like twice a year.
Right.
Because I don't actually have cable, so I need to like actively go out of my way to find the information.
So there's that one. Infinity Train is on the way again with a second season sometime.
Infinity Train was actually great.
We love Tulip in this house.
Yes. Did you watch it yet?
I have not actually seen the full show just yet. I watched the pilot again recently though.
You should watch the show when you have time and desire to do so.
Yeah. I think that Adult Swim also got Final Space like after it moved from TBS, and I love that show as well, but I haven't gotten the chance to watch the second season yet.
I don't think I know that one.
It is about a guy in space that gets like stuck on a ship because he like tries to impersonate like a spaceship pilot and it doesn't work out. So like he meets this cute alien that is capable of destroying worlds.
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty solid show.
Interesting. Yeah, you know, people always, because this is just how fandom is, but people always like say that, you know, Western cartoons are dying or whatever. But honestly, like, I think that the medium is looking healthier than it has in a while, as of this year.
Right.
Because, like, well, this is all, like, a little bit older now, but, like, Craig of the Creek is really good. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, Steven Universe, the movie came out recently. And
ukuleles for the both of us.
And was
we lucked out.
Extremely great. Yes, I'm going to take that.
I haven't actually seen enough of the show past like season 2. I think like I gotta watch the 3rd and 4th and 5th in order to like get to a point where like it'll be actually acceptable for me to. Although I've heard that it does a good enough job of like telling you the story to the point where like you can watch the movie without it. But like I think it would be better with.
Yeah, like. There's a little, like, intro bit where they give you... Okay. Trey vanished. What now? Oh, I could just, like, go, huh? Oh, no, I need to wait for the thing to finish counting up. How's the audience doing? How y'all doing out there? Those of you that are still around. Canada is slowly freezing. That, I mean, you know, if it makes you feel any better, since I live, like, right across the lake from y'all, I'm going to be feeling that also this coming winter. So, at least we will be suffering together. Well, you don't live in, gosh, what even is directly on the other side? Well, the other side of Lake Michigan, because of where I live, is Michigan. But, like, I don't know what's, Ontario, yeah. Should head up there sometime. Like, I have literally never been outside of the United States. And I should change that. And Canada's nearby, and, like, very scenic, as I understand it. Also, probably not too hard to get permission to go up there, I imagine. Most of the Canadians I meet online are from Ontario. Well, if you do, you should let me know when you go, and then maybe I can go also. It's probably like a train up there, I imagine. Two up there, that is to say. And we can hang out and do Ontario things, like, I don't know what they do in Ontario. No, you can set your chat to censor swears, but I have it off here. And even if it was sent that way, it would just turn it into a bunch of asterisks. Train noises.
Train noises.
Hello.
Hi.
What were we talking about again?
Cartoons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's, what I was gonna say about the Steven Universe movie is there's, like, a little bit in the intro where they kind of give you, like, the very basics of what happens. But
Yeah.
it's kind of not enough, I don't think, to, enable watching the film without having seen the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I figure I'll probably end up getting to it finally once once I end up watching the whole thing like all the way through, because I think it's still on Cartoon Network's website, the entire series, which, you know, not the best viewing experience, but at the very least it is available.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
It is a good cartoon, and I enjoy it.
I like the new gem. She's cute.
Yes. Minor spoilers that there is an electro swing number in the movie.
That is wonderful.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. As you know, most of what I watch is anime. I've been watching a fair amount of things recently. This season was, like, pretty good, especially compared to last season, which was just barren. But it's also almost over, and next season looks like it's going to be similarly almost barren. So, I don't know what the deal's going to be there. I don't know if there's a must-watch viewing experience this season.
Any of that look okay, at the very least?
For the upcoming season?
Yeah.
There is After School Dice Club, which is a school comedy about a board game club, and it has, like... somehow they managed to clear the licenses for, like, a fuck ton of well-known board games. So, like... If you want to watch a show about people playing Settlers of Catan, there you go.
Well,
I'm going to check it out because I tend to kind of try to watch one, like, light comedy series per season. Keep things copacetic.
When do you think the anime folk will finally get in on this new Dungeons and Dragons craze?
I mean, D&D might be in the show, although D&D is kind of like very much like a cult thing in Japan. It's not nearly as popular as it is over here.
Yeah.
It might be more, I don't remember what the system is called, but there's like a Japanese RPG that is kind of de facto the D&D of Japan. And I'm blanking on the name, but that's probably going to be in it. But, a lot of like Euro games and stuff.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's Babylon, which is a show about a lady who investigates pharmaceutical companies. So that's a thing. I think there's, like, mutants involved, too. So that's going to be an interesting one. I don't know if it'll be any good, but... there is... Gosh, what else is there? Katagawa Jet Girls, which, like, nothing about it looks particularly promising, but it's an anime about extreme jet ski racing, so I'm at least going to watch the first episode.
Cautious Slug.
Cautious Slug. Is there anything else?
Wait, no, why did it mark the one all the way over there?
That's weird. If anybody wants to go look up the Anna chart for next season and bounce anything at me to ask for my opinion on it, they are welcome to do so, but by no means is it mandatory. What were you going to say, Trey?
Let's see. I recently dug up this, the one show on Cartoon Network that was, like, that aired about robots, and it was, like, six episodes long or something ridiculous like that. Like, it didn't last long. but I ended up enjoying it.
Robotomy?
Yeah.
That show was odd. It's mostly what I remember about it. That was a weird one.
It's a weird one. I like that oddity though. Like it's a very 2011 show.
Yeah.
Which is, charming in its own weird way.
Very, very, very new Thames.
Yeah. Which I find myself wondering, like, if this already feels old now, then how will people feel about it in, like, 5 years? Like,
that's
when
gonna
it's
be... That and,
when it's 2024.
Yeah, that and the much less good problem solvers are gonna be the real, time capsules of, like, what was Cartoon Network doing in 2012 or so.
I think I mentioned it already, but I'm a fan of a band that has, like, one of the main characters as voice actors in it.
That's astounding.
They actually make good music. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't actually even think that Problem Solvers was, like, that awful. It was just, like, not the kind of humor that I think most people are looking for on Cartoon Network.
I don't think it was a good idea to advertise a Xavier Renegade Angel style weird show to children.
It was acid trip humor, like 100%. Like, if it had aired on Adult Swim, I can see it being one of those things, like Xavier the Renegade Angel, that had, like, a cult following.
We are getting 12-ounce mouse back, though.
That's fucking insane.
Next year, baby.
Like,
I'm so excited.
I gotta rewatch the original, because I haven't seen it since it was new, basically.
Gosh.
But 12-ounce mouse is just... I've brought up the theory before people have about that show, right?
Yeah.
That it's a parody of the Big O, and how that makes, like, a troubling amount of sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a strange series.
Yeah.
It's got this, like, weird paranoid vibe to it.
I count it as, like, my favorite just because, like, I find that combination of, like, high and low level thought just, like, the most endearing thing in the world.
Yeah, like, there's this is gonna sound weird because 12-ounce mouse is pointedly not anime and might be, like, kind of a dig at people who like anime. But 12-ounce mouse is one of the things that got me to watch more stuff like that, a lot of which happens to be anime.
Yeah.
Including The Big O, which is, like, one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah.
Also, and, like, way up its own ass, but in a good way.
And, like, for me, I don't know if I would enjoy, like, surreal things like that and Fooly Cooly and, friggin' what else would I count among those? Pickle and Peanut, actually. Yeah, like, that's stuff that's not afraid to kind of just, like, be completely out there. Like, I don't know if I would enjoy those sorts of, like, shows as much if I hadn't had, like, 12-ounce as a formative experience.
Can I give you, like, the hottest take on the planet?
Shoot.
I think that 12-ounce mouse is kind of in, very broadly, the same conversation as the anime Kaiba.
That's so.
Yeah. They've got, like, a similar, like, very 2000s version of that whole, like, kind of cyberpunk influenced, like, don't trust anybody, society is out to get you kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And also, they both have really fucking weird art styles.
Yeah.
So maybe that's one you want to look into. I don't know, like, Kaiba's one of those things that I never recommend to anybody because it's super depressing.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's a good show. Also, it has, like, maybe my favorite opening theme of anything ever.
I am a big fan of the theme song, the first theme song, and the only valid one from Eureka 7. It is called Colors. It is by Flo. It is very good.
I don't think I've ever heard. I've never seen your. I think it's actually technically Eureka 7, but whatever. I've never
Yeah,
seen
Eureka
Eureka
7.
7. Actually,
It's-
I should do that someday.
It's a sappy love story put together with giant robots.
Yeah, like my understanding is that it's very Macross influenced, which I think was kind of also that back in the 80s.
Right.
And then, like, one of the Eureka 7 movies ended up being the primary inspiration for Darling in the Franxx. So, I guess that shows that influence can only take you so far. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that like got basically confirmed at some point in the whole like clusterfuck that was the post. Darling in the Franxx has had like one of the weirdest afterlives of any show ever. Like I could talk about this for like days, but I think I've shared before, like, after the show ended, a bunch of people were bitching about the director on Twitter, because apparently he's, like, was kind of a jerk about the whole thing, just in general. And, like, it came out that one of the sources of inspiration for the series was Eureka 7, the one movie. Among other things, mostly Die Buster, which is obvious if you watch the show. But it's also not nearly as good as either of those, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I could get into with that, but it's a series.
It's a show.
I can genuinely say that I do not regret having watched Darlifra. I don't think I would recommend it to anybody else on the planet. It's just a strange little thing that had a, like, weirdly outsized popularity because the main character is attractive. Like, I don't know.
Never underestimate the power of a horny audience.
Yes. Who actually, one of the other things that we found out after the show was over was that, in the original designs that the character designer presented to Nishigori, 07, or 02, sorry. The Freudian slip.
Yeah.
02 was supposed to have, like, black hair and, like, a bit more of, like, a sort of sharper design. I don't know how to put it. And I am forever infuriated that we were robbed of that version of the show. Because it seems like it would have been much better in several ways. But, my favorite Eureka 7 opening is the one where the dude is just screaming nonstop.
Are you sure that's not Death Note?
Oh yeah, Death Note had an OP by Max the Harmone, who are a band.
Yeah.
Choo choo lovely, dee da dee da dee da do, but a dee 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 da da do. But yeah, television.
Yeah, television, alright. It's a thing.
Have you ever had a thing like that where like you watch a show and then you later find out what it was originally supposed to be and you're like, huh, that would have been a lot better?
I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I feel like it's happened. Like, for sure, there's, like, definitely, like, examples of that happening in, not only in, like, TV, but also in, like, video games and stuff.
Oh yeah, like it's a common thing to every medium. So if you've got any, put them on blast. I want to know.
I think that it would be really interesting to see what the original incarnation of Destiny looked like, because there was an entire like plot for the first game that just got thrown out, like, during
Right.
the development of it.
There was, like, that
Like-
whole thing, like, they were afraid about not making it accessible or something? Was that the
Yeah, like, there
logic
was...
there, I think?
I think that they were nervous about making something that was just Halo again. So, like, instead of doing that, they wanted it to, like, be a little less inherently just, like, a space opera type thing, although it ended up 100% becoming that as time went on. But yeah, like, there was a whole thing with, like, originally, like, the guy, Aldrin, I think his name. Yeah, he was supposed to be like a villain in the game, like, really early on. Like, his name was gonna be Crow, and, like, they were gonna have him as, like, the rival to the main character of the game, and, like, there was more of a focus on, like, having the Fallen as the primary enemies of the game instead of the final version of the original, where, like, it's more focused on the Vex, and it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it ended up actually happening with the sequel too, to a certain extent. Like, they basically had to do, like, several reboots of the, like, development of the game, like, time and again. Just, oh jeez.
Yes. I will try to complete this level solo, but no promises. But either way, this will be our last run for the day.
Yeah.
But there's always, like, any medium that's mostly, like, large group efforts. There's always stuff like that, and I always find it really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had no idea about any of that with Destiny, but that's because I did not own a PlayStation at the time.
You know, it's funny how I ended up getting into it. Like, I think that I didn't end up buying it myself, but, like, they had a copy of the original on the PS4 that my brother was borrowing from our neighbors. And I ended up, like, so my dad bought it when it launched, but he was having second thoughts, so he took it back, but I didn't get the chance to play it at that point. So, like, I was like, well, if not now, when, right? So, like, I tried it, and I was like, I actually enjoy this a lot. I am weirded out by how much I enjoy it, but let's roll with it, I guess. So, like,
Yeah.
but I didn't have a PS4 either. So what I ended up doing was, like, this weird thing where, like, I took my same character that I had, but, like, started playing the PS3 version of it because they were still compatible with each other at that point. And it was a strange situation where, like, I was playing the same game, but, like, it was visually and, like, performance-wise just, like, a massive downgrade. I still enjoyed myself, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Go on.
You know, you take what you can get.
I enjoyed my time with the second game. I don't know if I have much of a desire to go back to it. I might check it out when it goes free to play, which I think is, like, soon.
Yeah, it goes back into, like, being free forever on the October 1st.
Okay.
When the new expansion pack launches as well.
Shit, maybe I will play that on the show. That would be weird.
Maybe.
Right?
I mean, if it's on PC, I can join you, actually.
Yeah, I think it's all platforms. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
It's going to be on Steam too.
Steam. How steamy. Also, here's some, like, a random piece of trivia for people who might care. There's a Destiny character in Hearthstone as a boss in one of the solo adventures.
Huh.
Xanthus, I think his name is. I don't remember what the deal with him is.
I remember there being, like, a reference to Xur, the, like, seller of the exotic weapons and stuff.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is
in
Xur.
World of Warcraft.
It's something with an X.
Though I can't remember anything about Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Bungie ended up returning the favor with like the name of a boss in their new event that they launched a couple of months ago called the Menagerie. There's a boss whose name is Hasapiko the Beloved or whatever, and like he is apparently a deep cut reference to some early raid from World of Warcraft circa like Wrath of the Lich King from like 2007, 2008-ish. Like,
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it
Bungie's weird like that. They love
reverse Halloween.
They love dumping weird little references like that in their games, like that are just odd enough that like you probably can't think of them as references unless you know the source material.
Yeah, well, like there's this is, I guess, technically like a callback because it's the same company, but there's the fucking Pathways into Darkness reference in Destiny.
Yeah.
Which is just, like, that's a game that not very many people played when it was new, and I think even fewer people play it now.
Yeah.
Do you know Pathways as a thing?
I have not played it myself, but like of course, being a nerd, I read up on basically the entire history of Bungie as a company when I got into Destiny. So I know that there was Pathways and then Myth, and then they were originally going to make a little RTS title called Halo, and then that became a third-person shooter.
You skipped the first FPS trilogy they did.
Marathon too. Yeah. How did I forget? Yeah. But yeah, which was actually for the Macintosh.
Yes.
And like Halo was going to be on the Mac too, but then Microsoft came around and they were like, "We'll give you money."
And they did, and history was made.
Good lord.
I will say, I do really like Marathon.
Can you imagine the weird universe that we would live in if Halo were a thing on the Mac, of all places?
I think Mac gaming becomes like not a joke if it's like the same game but a Mac exclusive. Yeah. Like I think that's one of those like butterfly effect things.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's still on there. Like it got a port from Aspire back in like 2005, 2006.
Yeah, like I think Halo and maybe Halo 2 got a Mac port, but after that, like I don't think there's any support for the platform.
Yeah, there's like it's so weird to think about that being where the series was going to originally be.
Yeah.
And like gosh.
But like I think that comes out, you know, Mac gaming is like a respectable thing instead of a joke. Maybe Apple focuses more of its energy on being like a direct competitor to Microsoft in that area as opposed to doing the whole like luxury watch thing that they do now for their phones.
Yeah.
And maybe the company looks very different today. Who knows?
You know what's interesting? Apple dropped this like this weird subscription service thing called Apple Arcade for the iPhone today, and it's expanding to the rest of their like product portfolio except the Macintosh next week. It's like you pay $5 a month or whatever, and like they have a selection of all-you-can-eat mobile games, like essentially akin to like an Xbox Game Pass sort of situation, but for gaming on the go. Which, you know, I'm not sure whether or not it's something that like I personally want the future of like mobile gaming to look like, simply because I appreciate the fact that it's not, none of the games have in-app purchases or anything like that. It's all funded by the subscription to the service. Mm-hmm. So like you don't have to deal with like pressing the close button on the obnoxious ads all the time and everything like that.
Yeah.
But what the the side effect to that is that I'm not sure whether or not they're like releasing them for people to actually buy the games on their own too. So like, if I were to be, say, a fan of Exit the Gungeon, which is one of the launch titles, they they could theoretically have me on the hook for as long as I wanted to play the game.
Yeah, like almost like a Spotify for games. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I like I again, this is another thing that makes me sound like I'm 25 going on 52. But like I'm already a little iffy on Steam, cuz like you lose your account, there goes all your games.
Yeah.
But like that's even worse, cuz like
Yeah.
it's that but by design, which is just, I don't know. I don't like Spotify either, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just a babushka in a young woman's body.
I like Spotify, but I'm disappointed that they haven't found a way to actually properly pay the folks that are using it. So like,
Yeah.
independent creators themselves take the hit for that.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there
was
for the most part, the record labels are fine, but
yeah, there's a underground rapper who is semi-popular as far as these things go, named Uncle John, who like about a week ago, he actually took all of his stuff off of streaming because he just wasn't making any money from it at all. He was like,
yeah.
like effectively, literally the same as just pirating his albums.
Yeah.
And people were mad about it because they were like, "Well, now I can't listen to any of his tracks." But if he wasn't getting any money off of you doing that anyway, like there's no, he doesn't lose anything. Also, I'm dead.
Yeah. It's a complicated issue. Like you find yourself wondering whether or not like the solutions that people have tried to come up with. So like the whole Taylor Swift pulling her music from Spotify, and like Jay-Z starting his own like streaming service entirely, and Neil Young doing his whole thing where like he's got a
I know some people who have tried getting stuff on Tidal, and they're apparently not really any better. So
yeah,
you know.
like it's a strange situation. I feel like it's the sort of thing where we found a solution to one problem and ended up creating another.
Yeah.
And in the process of that, it's a complicated thing.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna switch over to Isaac in about 5 minutes here. I'm gonna quick use the restroom and such, get some more soda, and I'm going to put another call for people to show up in the chat in my server.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get some more people in. Hey, Discord. Fuck off. Hopefully that'll be good to go by the time I get back. I will see you guys momentarily. I wanted to use our Be Right Back banner, but it's not working for some reason.
Oof.
I can't get it to show up. Weird. Like it's behind. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, I got it. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Be right back, everybody.
Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved. I will do my best to save him, my lord, Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again, the voice called to her. Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins. I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee, Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything, Isaac's mother begged. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son, Isaac, will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trapdoor to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
Hello again. I am back. How is everybody doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Do we have Isaac?
We do. Can I get it to actually capture is the real question. There it goes. Okay. It was weird. It was not wanting to for a second, but it fixed itself. Move this over here so I can still see the chat. Alright, let's go. Am I on the right?
Another one.
I am, yes. Wow, I have a -10 win streak. That's really embarrassing. Who could I play as to resolve this issue? Let's just do a random run. Hopefully I'll get somebody fun.
Our money.
Maggie!
Magdalene.
Wow. Oh, hold on, I gotta check something real quick here. Somebody messed with me on Discord.
That might just be.
Oh yeah,
that might just.
That's
yeah.
the thing from my server. Okay. That's also fine. Muslim version of this game is called The Binding of Ismail. I like it.
Oh boy.
That's like an actual thing that like it's a theological thing, right? Like, Muslims believe that something else happened during that whole ordeal. I'm fuzzy on the details.
Well, nothing Wikipedia can fix.
Yeah, Also, hey, 2020 is a really good first item. The main
That's
cast
year.
difference. What'd you say?
That's next year. Also, they have my glasses. It has glasses.
Yes. Also, hey, you might want to get like slightly closer to the microphone or something. You're cutting out a little bit.
I had to turn it up because thing happened.
I see.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It just makes you a little bit difficult to understand. Because it'll decide that only about 2/3 of your words are important.
How about now?
Now you seem good.
We shall see how that performs then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monstro. I think it's maybe been literal years since I last played as Maggie in this game.
Huh. Wow.
Because I pretty much only play as Isaac and Eden, and sometimes like the Lost or Apollyon or the Forsaken. I don't really touch Maggie, Samson, Judas, and Lilith that much. Or Eve. God, I haven't played as Eve since like 2015, probably.
Wow. Yeah.
She's just not a very compelling character. The item that she starts with is
It surprised me how much longevity this game has had over the years.
Oh, it's still showed us a ping. That was weird. Yeah, like it's just like a case of a game's fundamentals being so strong that like people just stick with it. Like
Yeah.
Like I've come away from it and gone back to it many times, and it's just like still Isaac, you know. It's a very natural progression of the whole like Smash TV arena shooter thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Can I get something from here, possibly? Maybe a bomb and a spirit heart would be great.
Bumbo has wares if you have coin.
The Bumbo themed spin-off is coming out soon, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening in November, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if I will buy that, but it's cool that it exists.
I'm surprised that Edmund is making a 3D game.
It's it's like 2.5D, right? It's got like that paper cut art style.
Yeah, like 3D renders of 2D models.
Yeah. Like Doom, but backwards.
Yeah. Which is like I think that for me it's just that I've come to sort of expect like the sort of 2D thick style from Edmund, and ironically maybe the more traditional looking project that's related to one of his past ones that's coming out is actually the Super Meat Boy sequel that he is not involved in anymore.
Right, Super Meat Boy Forever. That's a weird thing.
Yeah. Did you know that Temmie from Undertale is working on it? Temmie Chang.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
she's...
to be fair, Temmie Chang isn't technically Temmie from Undertale, but I know.
Okay, yes, but come on.
What is this? Sacrificial altar. He demands a sacrifice. I don't know what that did.
Sacrifice. That's what he wants. That's what he needs.
I guess I'm just gonna carry this around and pop it in every room until I figure out what it does.
Yeah.
Also, I got like a weird graphical glitch up here in the corner. Do you see that?
There's like a little corner of something.
It looks like a cheese wheel.
Yeah, like
I don't know what that
pie.
is.
I'd imagine it tastes a lot like Camembert.
Like what?
Camembert.
What's that?
A type of
A type of what?
a type of cheese. Camembert.
Ah, okay. Your mic really doesn't want you to say chickpeas, apparently. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know.
I don't know what this item does. Did anybody get the name? It was called like Sacrificial Altar or something?
I think that might have been it.
The brown cap is basically useless. Sometimes actively harmful.
Can't all be winners.
Yeah. A sacrificial altar.
Altar, the new Fate character. I don't know a damn thing about Fate, but I find that funny.
Zursk, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, that's one of those inscrutable anime things that I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, but y'all like
Fate,
it, so I guess you can go crazy.
Fate has an internal logic. Is that internal logic worth learning? Not really. Like, the Unlimited Blade Works anime is good. People tell me ReZero is good. Or not ReZero. Fate Zero is good. But, like, the rest of the franchise I can kind of take or leave.
Like, I think that for me it's like I remember seeing Unlimited Blade Works around TV tropes all the time when I was like 14, 13ish, and I'm just like, I don't get this.
It's honestly like it's a good show, maybe even a great show, but it's also like very genre. So like if you don't like fighty anime, you're not gonna get anything out of it.
I think that happened with Haruhi too, where I saw it just like absolutely everywhere with that, like within that time frame when it was popular. Well, actually, it might have been the tail end of it, and by the time I was actually like relatively like had an understanding of what the hell was going on with it, the ship had sailed.
Yeah, Haruhi, people bring this up sometimes, but like one of the great downfalls of the medium was them making most of the second season of that show the same episode 8 times.
Yeah.
Endless 8 is like there's people who defend that because they think it's like of artistic merit, and I understand that idea, but like without getting into like her I have the best taste in anime, that idea is wrong. Like,
Trendy and you have discussed it at length.
it's bad. Like,
Yeah.
Don't do that to your fans. And the movie came out after that, and the movie was very well received, but it just wasn't enough to bring the franchise back, really.
Yeah. Let's see. My early time on TV tropes was almost kind of like defined by that sort of out of touchness with weeb culture.
I mean, there was kind of like, this is true of every linear form like that, but there's kind of cliques on TV tropes, and people who liked anime a lot was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was
one of
kind
the
of
prominent ones for sure.
kind of the group I fell into, although some of those people annoyed the hell out of me. Sulfuric acid. But like it was like there was like people who really liked Homestuck too. No, Zurst,
Yeah.
at the time you were very much of the anime camp. I was there, I remember.
Oh boy.
Something, tiny cat.
Yeah. These days, I like thinking of myself as being one of the people that's just been there forever, and so like my role in the community is just being a member of the old guard, pretty much.
The elder.
Which is weird because I'm young.
Yeah.
It's not like by any stretch of the imagination I would be considered like an old person. But
Yeah,
but
like, we've talked about this a little bit on the show before too, but like, there's like sort of a weird time dilation thing going on right now, and it's going to
Yeah.
get worse as the years roll on until we eventually figure out to stop doing it with like generation definitions.
yeah.
Because like, by the original conventional definition of the term, a millennial was somebody who was coming of age in the 2000s. Which makes all of us, like, on the younger side of millennials.
Yeah.
But now there's this whole, like, Gen Z thing. And that, you know, generation classifications are kind of suspect to begin with. But, like, that's people who were born in the 2000s. And the line between those two is very thin. And, you know, people who are younger sometimes call people like us old, which is mostly meant in jest, but also seriously hurts my feelings, and I wish they wouldn't do it, but,
So
like,
where the hell does that put us grounds baby then?
what?
I'm saying, so where the hell does that put us Newgrounds babies?
I don't know. That should just be what we call it, the Newgrounds generation.
Yeah. I feel like the people that were loyal to Albino Black Sheep might resent that.
Yeah, but like, fuck those people. But I don't know. It's just like a whole thing. TV tropes, it of itself was like a specific corner of the internet. Like, there was stuff that was like, it kind of caught on there, but not anywhere else. Does anybody else remember the weird blip in popularity that Sailor Nothing had?
I don't think I do.
I sometimes feel like I fucking hallucinated that entire thing, but I know I didn't. That was, if anybody doesn't remember, which I envy you if you don't. That was it was a web novel originally published in the year 2000, but like around the time that Madoka was popping, it kind of came up again because they tackled some similar themes, albeit SN in a much less delicate way, because web novel from the year 2000 written by a teenager. And there was like a little period where that was a thing of note on that website. And that did not extend beyond TV tropes at all.
Right.
And there was other stuff like that, like 1/0, the webcomic. I don't know if anybody remembers that. The Clicker. No.
When I was younger, I don't like to admit it now, for reasons that will be obvious and self-evident as soon as I continue saying it. But I was a Penny Arcade fan. I liked Penny Arcade.
I don't know if I was ever like into it enough to be called a fan, but I did used to read it. So
yeah,
you know, I get where you're coming from.
So there was that, and I actually recently also revisited a web game, like sort of like a semi-MMO type thing, except it was more like single player based, like it was a flash game type thing, called Pop Tropica, that was created by the guy that did the Wimpy Kid series. And I actually like was sort of like disappointed because they are like in the process of converting the whole thing back from like Flash over to HTML. So like it has some of the content that was still around like in its like early days because it launched in like 2007-ish.
Yeah.
And is still around today because like it's just changed hands a couple of times. But like the I was looking for the specific like campaigns that they had on there when I was young and like first starting out, and they only had one of the early ones, and then the rest are some new things that I like would not have been around for at all.
Yeah.
So
you might want to check and see if the Flashpoint guys have the old ones, because it's entirely possible that they do.
it's weirdly complicated though, because like it's you make your own character and stuff, so like it's it's got some server side stuff around too.
There, I think, is preliminarily support for like server spoofing in Flashpoint. I don't know if it's like out in the public releases yet, but I think that's something that they're working on.
Yeah. Oddly sophisticated stuff for like something that was ostensibly meant to be like a semi-edutainment game for like 12-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing the commercials for like Wizard 101 and Pirate 101 too, and I never played any of those.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody did. I think those games might have been some kind of psyop. I don't know.
Gosh.
Also, tragically Zursk, yes, I do remember MapleStory.
I almost got into that one, but I had a Mac when it was popular, so I didn't get the chance to play it.
I didn't play it either, but I had several friends who did.
Yeah.
Including, well, I shouldn't name names of people who I don't talk to anymore, never mind, but a close friend of mine who I don't talk to anymore, unfortunately. But, yeah, MapleStory was a big thing. Another thing that was huge on that site was, fucking play-by-post RPs.
Yeah?
People don't do those anymore, really.
Well, they're still around, kinda, but, like, one thing that ended up happening was that a lot of the ones that, like, were posted in forum games because they were, like, looser type things than the concrete plots that were in the role-playing sub-forum got moved over there, because like the moderation just kind of had like a moment where they were like, this all belongs here.
Oh well, no, I'm talking about the more plotty stuff, but like either way, honestly, I feel like that, like I'm sure that some people still use the ones on TV tropes, but in general, like that's kind of a whole medium that's just sort of gone now.
Yeah. I think that people ended up sort of gravitating more towards D&D again, because like that got like its big resurgence and everything.
Probably
and similar tabletops. Yeah.
You'd think I have had no actual luck with finding anything like that, because I've looked, because I used to really enjoy that kind of stuff.
My best friend actually ran a couple of them.
Yeah.
On Discord. They were fun.
Maybe it's just that I'm not talking to the right people, I don't know. I'm also somewhat of an outlier in that I really don't like fandom stuff, specifically. Like, I prefer it all to be original. But, I don't know. I used to do freeform play-by-post anime games when I was like 12. That's not deep lore, that's like... I mean, I did that too, and I don't know if Trey did, but I wouldn't be shocked if something similar was a factor.
Deep Trey lore was, I've mentioned it before, but like me going on the Nick.com forums and posting episode guides and descriptions for TV shows that did not exist.
Ah, yeah, you have brought that up before, I forgot about that. I got the altar to work somehow. It gave me 2 items and made me fight enemies. I don't know what's going on there.
It looks like you've got a shoot the whoop in the middle there.
Yeah, I also don't want either of these, really. Guess I'll take Little Delirium.
I'm firing my laser.
And I guess I'll take Shoot the Whoop since our ult is gone now, but it's not really great. But yeah, yeah, we've talked about this on the show before, I know we have, but I had like a whole thing going on in the RP session, and eventually, somebody had a problem with me apparently because all of the stuff I contributed to, which was a lot for the one game, has been edited out of the wiki article about said game.
Well,
I don't know what happened there, but I made somebody upset. I actually do have a decent idea of who did it and why, but again, shouldn't bring up people I don't talk to anymore.
shrug.
That's some deep beef.
Let's see. What else did I do when I was younger on the internet? My sister used to be into dress-up games and everything like that, but who wasn't at that point?
Actually, something I think is worth mentioning is that this is a definite improvement over how the way things used to be, but like, avatar makers got good at some point.
Yeah.
Like, they actually look nice now.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, every avatar maker looked like garbage. Like, no offense, but...
And, like, you could never actually make a person of color that actually looked like a person of color.
That was a big thing, too. And just, like... And just in a general sense, they all just didn't look very good. But, like... Now, they are awesome. I don't know, like, I know that site P-Crew that hosts all of them is somehow responsible, but I don't know how.
I feel like it's, like, people putting their own, like, assets and stuff together to make them on P-Crew.
I guess.
Like, that seems to be how that works.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them around these days, and I appreciate that they are a thing now, and, like, folks are actually using them as, like, ways to portray their ideal selves, which is dope.
P-Crew is good service. That's what I have to say about that. But, God, what else did I do on the internet when I was younger? Like, one of the very first places I was active on was a conspiracy theory forum. So that's an embarrassing fact about me.
Yeah, you have mentioned that. And, like, you also used to like that one, like, magazine that had weird things in Pennsylvania. Like, that was a thing, right? I'm not.
It wasn't a magazine, it was a website, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm now blanking on the name of, but...
I know there were also specific versions of it that, like, were there for other, like, locales.
You're thinking
in the States.
of, the Weird America series. Those were books.
Yeah.
They were... I actually still really like those. They don't really make any claims of factualness. And some of the stuff in them can get kind of dicey, but for the most part, those are still fun.
Yeah.
They did one for every United State, and then, like, a couple for England and various other parts of Europe.
I used to like Ripley's Believe It or Not, like the books, and I also was really into the almanacs that came out, like, for kids when I was young. And just the regular almanacs.
Excuse me?
What happened?
I don't know. Alright, well, I guess we'll random again. That was weird.
Huh.
The Forgotten. Okay. You gonna make me do this.
Bone Boy.
playing as Lexinator, friend of the channel. Or Spruce Zeus. We've known many people who are Bone affiliated over the years.
Skellington.
Yes. I also, like, super don't remember how Bone Hearts work, so that's gonna be a fun thing to try to refigure out on the fly.
Right.
But,
Keeping it fun and sexy.
yeah.
The Hermit.
But, yeah, like, the way I would describe the weird US books was, like, they were kind of like a slightly classier version of Ripley, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like a lot of, like, ghost stories and weird urban legends and things like that.
Yeah.
You're really gonna make me fight the headless fucking horseman on the first boss room. But, I don't know, it was a fun thing that I enjoyed as a kid. I probably still have those books at home, or not at home, but like back in Pennsylvania. But brilliant. Okay, restart.
Well,
We're doing another. Wait, yes, I remember this now. Okay, he can be spooky.
feeling spoopy.
Amnesia. Great. And if you die in either form, you die in real life, so to speak.
Well, gotta be careful.
Yeah. But like, you basically turn into a version of the Lost with like a chain on you.
Gotcha.
It's a neat character idea. I basically completely forgot that he played this way.
Heather.
Heather?
Heather.
Heather.
Leather.
Leather.
Weather.
David Guetta?
She's nothing like a girl you ever seen before.
We have fun here.
We do.
But, gosh, what else was popular on the internet that's not around anymore? I feel like the oldest person ever, by the way, right now. We're just going like,
yeah.
Kids
Remember
these
that
days,
thing?
they don't know about You're the Man Now, dog.
Quite, yeah, oh boy. Yeah.
Which, you know, they're not missing much.
You know that it's taken a new form. It's called Boomerang.
I don't understand.
On Instagram, there's like a whole thing where like you can make GIFs that like go back and forth.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You're the Instagram now, dog. Thank you. I'll be here all week. I need to do the dishes before someone else does. Godspeed, you, Sir Scamperer.
I'm breaking dishes all night.
I bust the windows out your car.
That was Jasmine Sullivan, not Rihanna.
Yeah, I know. Did she ever do anything else? That was like her only hit, right?
There was Need You Bad too.
There was what?
But like Need You Bad, her other song that made it to the radio.
Oh, I don't think I remember that one.
I can't remember how it goes, but I know it exists.
Yeah, fair. I feel like every one-hit wonder though has a song like that. Like there's like a follow-up that technically charts, but nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Like a House of Pain, the Jump Around guys had fucking Shamrocks and Shenanigans, which absolutely nobody remembers.
Right.
Just one of those things.
I'm disappointed that GoTA doesn't have one of those so that people don't, like, just exclusively think of him as the you didn't have to cut me off man.
You didn't have to cut me off.
Make out like it never happened and that we were nothing.
And then change your number. That is... I've brought this up before, I think, but that is my stepfather's favorite song, which is really funny because he basically is the narrator in that song. And he doesn't seem to understand the irony because he's not that smart.
Well,
it's something. Gemini.
you can't teach stupid. It's earned.
Really makes me think.
So, do you have that guy as your tether now instead of your ghost fella?
You can only turn into a ghost if you have spirit hearts, and I traded away my last spirit heart to pick up the death scythes, so I can't do it right now.
Gotcha.
Gemini is just an unrelated item that looks kind of similar.
Gotcha.
Look, it's Edmund.
Oh boy. I actually, so the End is Nigh was on Epic as like the free game last week or something like that, like the week before. I didn't end up really needing to get it because I already had it in a Humble Bundle somewhere, but I want to try it. I
wanted to play that, but I just never bought it. I like Edmund's platformers, but they are sort of all the same.
Yeah.
It as far as I'm aware, even the people that really liked End is Nigh will tell you it was basically just Super Meat Boy, but again.
Yeah.
Which, maybe it doesn't need to be anything else, to be fair.
I mean, if you know what you're good at, then it's hard to argue that you should not do something that you're good at.
Yeah.
Especially if it's been a while since your last effort. I think Super Meat Boy came out in 2010?
Yeah, that was a very early 10s game.
And then End is Nigh would have been 2017, 20.
Yeah.
So
that was pretty decent. So yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I do wish that Ouroboros would stop being in development hell though. The Time Fuck sequel.
Yeah.
I really like Time
said
Fuck.
that some of the ideas that were present in that one ended up moving into the End is Nigh. Although, I don't think that he ruled out the possibility of turning it into a full thing, with the circular platforming thing.
That was really cool, the ring-shaped levels.
Yeah.
I was actually really looking forward to that game, so I hope it gets made someday.
Yeah, it seemed like almost the 2D equivalent to something like Mario Galaxy, where all the levels are on the spherical planet things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edmund has some good ideas.
Edmund is an Edmund.
Yeah.
If you haven't ever thought about that before, you can thank me for bringing it to your attention.
Well, there you go.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I need to use the restroom again. Whoa.
Controller disconnected.
Hate it when it does that. Anyway, I'll be right back. Sha-da-da-da-da.
Hast
All
thou
right.
returned?
Let's do this.
Leroy!
Yes. Give me something good. Are you fucking serious? Okay, sure. Lilith.
Okay,
And
so basically...
basically, I'm Lilith. I do
Yeah.
not really care for this character, but, you know, I try to make it work.
So, for the first time in a good maybe 10 years or so, last week I felt compelled to, of all things, play Minecraft.
It's a good video game.
It is a good video game. One that I didn't understand the appeal of when I was younger. So, like, I never really got into it the way that a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And I actually felt like I was kind of out of the loop on that. Like, not necessarily out of the lack of, like, knowledge, but certainly just because, like, it was something that I was like, I understand this, but I'm not sure, like, if it's something that is meant for me as, like, a person, you know?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Which-
Zeus saved the world. But, like, Minecraft is a good game, and one I would play on the show if I had a legal copy of it.
Right.
But I don't anymore, because I lost my Mojang account, like, 8 years ago. But, you know, it's a solid game.
But yeah,
There
the
was
catalyst,
a... Go on.
but the catalyst for me wanting to play was actually a music festival that was being held on a server that had like a bunch
Right.
of fun electronic music acts, like just doing live show sets, like on
In the
so
game.
the way
right?
that it
Yeah.
worked is like you had like the server in game, and then like all the people that were listening connect to it, and then you listen through your web browser. It's like the people that organized it did similar events, like 2 earlier this year and 1 last year, and it's becoming an actual like genuine
Yeah, like
really big thing.
I've heard that it's like kind of a deal now.
Yeah,
Like I guess
I-
100 Gex was there and some other people who I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah, the primary draw for me were some of the headliners that were there on the first night, because I really like this electronic duo named Grulu, and they put together a set for Saturday night, and it was incredible. They actually remixed a song from the game itself for like their opening to the set, and then went into some of their mixes that they've done for their actual honest to god live shows. Like,
Yeah, like I honestly, like my understanding is that kind of started as like a semi-ironic thing, but now it's people realize that actually this is just kind of cool, so
yeah,
it's now like a real thing. Again, like if I had a legit copy of Minecraft, I probably would have gone, because it sounds
Yeah.
neat.
I certainly listened to the streams, like, even though I didn't have Minecraft, because like the concept just seemed interesting, and B, Drulu and Anamanaguchi were both there.
Really, Anamanaguchi.
Yeah, and
I
they
forgot
streamed it
about
on
those
Twitch
guys.
too. So
Yeah.
like I
didn't
watched
know
a
that
little
there
bit
were,
of the event too.
I didn't know that there were actual like live streams, or else I would have looked into it. Although
Yeah.
I imagine there's an archive somewhere.
Yeah, they've actually posted most of the acts that like had live show like sets, like their mixes are for the most part on SoundCloud.
Maybe I will check that out after the stream. Because I'm like
They're
kind of tired, but I don't actually want to go to bed yet, so I might just like do that and play Hearthstone or something.
It also was the first time I'd listened to 100 Gex.
Yeah, 100 Gex are a weird group. I
They're
kind
weird.
of I kind of like them a lot. Most people seem to hate them. So
I think I'm in the same boat as you, honestly. Like, they're weird, but I can dig it.
yeah, it's like, I don't know, like JPEG Mafia for people that like to have fun.
Or
that's
like,
needlessly rude, but you know.
Or like, I'm the type of person who was originally weirded out by PC music and then listened to a little bit more of their like releases, and I was like, I actually think I dig this a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like that same thing would probably end up happening if I listened to Gex like with like actual like seriousness in my mind, like
Yeah,
actually
like
intending to do so.
their album, which is confusingly called 1000 Gex, from
Yeah.
earlier this year, is like actually really good. Well, it's half really good and half just like audio shit posting. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's short enough that that's not really like a major detraction from the music.
Remember, I'm a 12-ounce mouse and pickle and peanut fan. I can dig it.
Yeah, it's a decent record. I think
Yeah.
they will make more interesting music in like 10 years, because they're
Yeah.
kind of still at that phase where it's just like, you know, discovering that you can break musical boundaries whenever you want, basically.
Yeah.
But, you know, their stuff is still good for the most part, and they have a couple songs that I actually really, really like. And in fact, I sampled them on my most recent record.
Yeah. Another highlight. I only listened on Saturday because, like, on the other night I went out to a movie with my mom.
Uh-huh.
But on Saturday, another artist that I like named Doomu did a set that was pretty good, and he was doing a back-to-back set with his girlfriend, which is cute.
Yeah.
Charlie's a good fellow. He's releasing an EP at the end of the week. So, tomorrow, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I should really start listening to slightly more electronic music, because this year has been not super great for the kind of hip-hop that I like, and just in general, sort of a little bit tired of the whole, like, tabloid circus that you kind of get exposed to just by interacting with other rap fans.
Right. So I'm intending for my blog that I'm starting up to, like, among other things, be a bit of a like repository for my like weird review type impression thing for things that I've been listening to and enjoying over the past couple of weeks. Like the first post that I did that was music based was actually a Drulu single that they released last week. A review of that, and I think that after their EP comes out, I'll probably be writing up my thoughts on that and everything, because I already did so for the radio station, but I wanted to share them with the public because, like, it was like, come on, that's a natural extension of like something you're already familiar with. Why not do it? So,
well, let me know when you do, and I will read it.
Yeah, that's happened.
What am I up to creatively lately? I have 3 albums that I'm working on.
Wow.
Because I am stupid. 2 of them are mostly done. What?
Productivity.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if anybody's gonna listen to 2 of the 3, though, because, like, my stuff that I do under, like, my other aliases just tends to get way less attention than the main stuff for various reasons. But, yeah, Pink Cocaine record coming out soon, and the Beck and Apparition record coming out soon.
I will take a listen.
Some of the songs on both of which share, like, the same sample material, but turned to very different ends.
Yeah.
Because that's how it goes sometimes.
That's how we roll.
On this bitch of an earth. I am really curious as to how you thought it was pronounced, sir. Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I literally really want to know. Oh, like a kokane or something?
Kokan.
I see. No, it's just
What?
it's just a stupid spelling of cocaine. I don't even remember where that name came from. Like, of the names I currently record music under, definitely the one I could tell you the least about as far as the etymology.
Yeah, I remember your first couple of releases under the banner. I still like that one song that you did a long time ago that had like the sample. It was a high pitched anime girl.
Oh, I've done a bunch of those. I don't actually know which one you mean. It was like
I'd have,
old?
yeah, like 2014, 2015 old. Like I can't remember. I'll probably end up sharing it with you
Okay.
after the show.
That probably would have been something on the EP I made with the like plain pink cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that most of the stuff on that isn't very good, but that's, you know, you make something, you end up thinking that about everything after a couple years.
Right.
Although there is because I like doing this for some reason, there is like a sequel track on the album to one of the songs on In the Gun with the Jungle.
Yeah.
That I released a few years ago.
Yeah. That I feel like the original one of that one that you did the sequel to was the one that I liked.
I like that EP still. I do think it was a little underdeveloped, maybe.
Yeah.
And I kind of am trying to go in like a slightly more atmospheric direction with the PK stuff. But, well, I have the one single out, so if anybody has heard of that, you know what I mean. But, you know.
Your Sweet But Psycho remix was interesting as well.
Yeah, part of that I cut up, and that's like a song on the record, sort of. Like
Yeah.
I basically turned the coda at the end into a full song.
Cool.
Rather than just having a remix on there, because that didn't quite feel right to me.
Yeah.
And that weird, like, blustery organ tone that I found in, God, was that FMMF, I think? A really obscure VST synthesizer I use sometimes. Hello, Edelyn.
Huh.
Or, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right. I don't know why I get Evelyn and Eric mixed up sometimes, because I guess just because both of their usernames start with S? I don't know. But, yeah, so that's what I've been up to creatively lately. Death.
Let's see, what else? I actually started a text adventure on tvtropes.org.
Good. You should do that and be proud of it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the weird logistics of living as like a bit of data within a server on the forum. And like I was doing so while washing dishes, and ended up finishing washing the dishes and was like, I'm gonna start a thread.
Like a bolt from the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evelyn, we were talking a little bit about 100 Gex and about, well, I was talking about my own music a little bit as well. But,
I don't really have a lot to talk about in that regard because I haven't worked on anything in a long time.
Yeah, but,
It'd be that way sometimes.
I mean, I took, like, 6 months off last year, so it is what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into it, but it's like something that I know is gonna be a process. I feel like I have to learn everything again.
Well, I don't... Like, I thought it would be that way too, and then it wasn't, so maybe that'll be the case for you as well.
Drug.
Because I don't know if anybody remembers, but I kind of, like, toyed with the idea of retiring last year.
Yeah.
Retiring, quote marks. Last year, with, Bright Moon, Dark Planet. But
Yeah.
I got the itch to make more, and I think at this point, like, I will stop making music once I am no longer able to. It's kind of just gonna be how that goes.
It was a Jay-Z style retirement.
Yeah! I didn't do that on purpose, but, you know.
It works out that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Nobody really is going to be like, I'm mad that they stopped making music.
Yeah. I think, like, the only rapper I know of who's ever said they were retiring and then actually did it was Joe Budden, who decided to become a podcast man instead.
Yeah.
Tragically. Fucking hate his podcasts, but that's a conversation for another time.
Oh boy. Yeah, that whole thing, like, where people say that they're not doing music anymore is certainly something that is more often than not is based around feeling rather than logical decision.
Yeah, like, the Hayao Miyazaki effect. Yeah. But, like, for Jay-Z, apparently he actually was planning on retiring at some point, but he didn't for whatever reason. I think pretty much everybody since then, other than Joe Budden, it's been a publicity stunt, basically.
So, I feel like what might have partially happened was that Jay might have been like, I'm retiring, and Atlantic was like, not without putting out the Blueprint 3 or not.
Maybe. Well, actually, no. His first album post-retirement was Kingdom Come, which is like a genuinely awful piece of music.
Well,
he seems to have successfully, like, memory hold that one, and nobody seems to talk about it anymore ever.
I remember the cover. That's about it.
Yeah, it's the red washed picture of him with the hat on.
Yeah.
It's not a very good album. It's an interesting album in some ways.
Yeah.
It's like mostly about how he doesn't know what to do with himself anymore because he has more money than God. Which is, if you're thinking, wow, that sounds like an insufferable thing to make an album about, you're correct about that, and that's part of why it's not very good.
Wow,
he kind of
be able to relate to that except Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg.
Kind of, like, he kind of even repeated the mistake again on Magna Carta Holy Grail, which was just kind of the same thing, but not quite as awful.
That one had the benefit of having some good hooks.
Yeah, and, Somewhere in America, which is a genuinely really good song, but,
Hashtag millionaire problems.
Basically, although I think Jay was probably a billionaire already at that point.
Oh gosh.
But like, stop that. Friggin' wire. But, like, it's just a weird record. Like, there's this whole extended riff about, the beach, which is, like, the album's grand metaphor for, like, what life after self-actualization is. And it's basically just him bragging about being set for the rest of his life. It's not very compelling music. It's, like, again, it's interesting in, like, kind of a rubbernecky way, but it's not very good. Also, the beats are really bad.
Yeah.
I want to say most of the record was produced by Bink, who people don't really talk about anymore, but he'd been doing beats for Jay-Z his whole career, and I don't know what happened.
Well, people fall off sometimes.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
really fall off sometimes.
Bink's another one of those people that doesn't really get brought up anymore outside of a certain very specific circle. But like, I like some of Jay-Z's later music. 444 is one of the best albums of the year it came out in. And I will say, you do have to make me work you do have to work pretty hard to make me sympathize with you as a millionaire. So like, kind of broadening the scope a bit to be about other people helps a lot.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good album.
Yeah.
Although the look that he's adopted after releasing that is very peculiar to me. I don't know if anybody's seen any recent pictures of Jay-Z, but he looks like a sitcom character now. Like, he wears these big glasses and, like, these really dorky-looking shirts. It's very strange. Like, I'm not gonna tell a middle-aged man how to dress, but it's just...
I mean, he's probably just like, I won here. I have Beyonce by my side and a family.
Yeah, I guess.
I cheated on her and she didn't. So I'm just gonna make myself like as not as much of a family man as I possibly can.
Yeah, and it might also be like, if you saw him out in public looking like that, you'd be like, that's not Jay-Z. There's no way. But actually, it's Jay-Z.
There he be.
But yeah. Jay-Z is a weird artist for me because as a rapper, like, legitimately one of the best ever, I think, which is not a controversial opinion. As a person, iffy is what I would say. Which, for reasons I won't, like, detail super much here, but, you know, being a businessman kind of messes with your sense of morals. But,
Fair.
you know, that's a thing for other, you know, podcasts and things like that to cover.
Other forums that are not shapes form.
Yeah, other forms and shapes, not this one. And Beyonce, it's true.
And
He's got the hottest chick in the game wearing his chain. But,
I'm just mesmerized by this fellow.
the bouncing is it's very easy to get mind flooded by it.
So
Okay, we got the contract from below, and we got Guppy's Paw. Yes, thank you, absolutely. I guess we'll take the caffeine pill. Health upgrade. Yes, thank you. Isaac is emo. You're not wrong.
Crawling.
In my skin.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how we started talking about Jay-Z, do you?
It was because of, like, talking about music in general, and we just ended up landing there
Yeah.
somehow.
What's your top 5, Trey?
My top 5?
Yeah.
Of what?
Rappers. If you
Rappers.
don't have one, that's also fine.
I'm not sure if I have, like, a concrete top 5, but I like Kendrick Lamar.
Uh-huh.
I like J. Cole. Let's see. I don't know, like, if I've got any particular ones that, like, I'd be like, this guy's the best ever and whatnot, but, like, if you were to show me a list, I'd bet I could probably pinpoint which ones I enjoyed and which ones
Yeah.
I didn't care for and everything like that.
That's fair.
Hip-hop-
Like,
hip-
Go on.
Hip hop is like one of those things where like I've been around it my whole life, but like it wasn't my genre that I poured a ton of my mental like fortitude into.
Yeah, I was gonna
'Cause-
say, like, you're more of an electronic guy, so
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, like, super pushy on it. I was just curious if you did have one or not.
Yeah.
I have,
But-
like a decently solid top 5, I think, if I think about it for a second.
I like Wayne on a Mimi level.
Wayne would be up in the top 5 for me, like, completely unironically. Like,
Yeah, he's a genuinely talented rapper for
yeah,
sure.
like,
I like him for his memes as well as his talent.
yeah, like, Wayne's a weird case because, he, like, as far as, like, pure rapping ability, I think it's very difficult to argue that he's not one of the, like, best to ever do it and be big while doing it. The thing that I think you can argue is that he's not really an artist outside of specifically rapping. Like he doesn't even like it. There was a thing years ago that came out and it was kind of controversial at the time. He doesn't sequence his own albums. Like he just he records the verses and the he'll record the songs basically, but he lets whoever is executive producing decide like what gets cut, what stays, what goes in what order, and then he'll do like a little bit of finishing touches sometimes, but like I think the most recent Carter album, Carter 5, was like sort of an exception, but I'm not 100% sure. But even then, like Wayne is mostly known for his mixtapes, which was him going over other people's beats. So like, yeah,
which he does extensively
and extremely well. Like,
yeah,
in a lot of cases, like stuff on like the earlier dedications and Drought series and all that. Like people don't even remember the originals a lot of the time. Like nobody cares about the original Shoulder Lean by Young Dro very much. But Wayne's version is very good, and some people would say it's a classic. But I think if I had to make a personal top 5, it would be like Aesop Rock, Ghostface Killah, MF Doom, Wayne. The fifth spot's hard to pick. Maybe that's where I'd put Jay-Z.
that seems like a solid list.
Yeah. Or Kendrick. There's like a lot of people that could go in number 5, because there's like a lot of rappers that like I really respect their work and I like, but I don't listen to them like all the time like I do with the other 4.
Yeah.
But, you know. If it were a slightly different list as far as like best hip-hop artists, I'd be comfortable putting Kanye up there too, but not as a rapper. Because like he doesn't write his own rhymes, really.
Kanye is like worth being included on a producer level, absolutely, because I feel like that might actually be where his real like distinct talent lies. And then, like on a rapper level, he's good enough that it's Vince.
Yeah, like as a rapper, I think Kanye like delivery wise, I think he's actually quite good. But again, like he doesn't write most of his own rhymes. Like who has done that has changed over the course of his career. But like it was like a rhyme fest for a while. I think Consequence and GLC have both done heavy ghostwriting terms for him. Sci-Hi, The Prince, people who are like kind of well known but not super well known.
Yeah.
Which you know. But he's certainly a great like all-arounder, I think. It's kind of how I'd put his stuff. Tyler the Creator is another one like that, because, like, he's not the best lyricist ever, but he's good at rapping, and good at producing, and good at, like, conceptual stuff, and, you know.
And, like, still a talented artist worth his salt, for
Yeah.
sure. Just not necessarily the type of person that would be, like, included in, like, conversations about impressive technical rapping.
Yeah. Which he
Like-
can do if he's so inclined. Like, his verse on Potato Salad is ridiculous. But
I'm thinking of the last part of Okra where he's like got that one bit where he's like
yeah,
like that.
Like he can
Like,
do stuff like that.
Moments like that, he can do that.
It's which is always like a thing that frustrates me a little bit about artists like that, where it's like, I know that it's not what your music is about, but I wish you brought bars like that all the time. Trippy Red
Fair.
is another artist who, like, doesn't do that mostly, but can when he wants to, and it's slightly frustrating. But, you know.
But yeah, I definitely feel you there. I'm looking at my hip hop playlist and like seeing a bunch of the other folks that are like within my listening diet of hip hop. So I like Brockhampton. I wouldn't necessarily say that like I'd count them as like as being favorites in terms of like technical power, but certainly like I find their music interesting, like, more often than not, for sure.
Yeah, Brockhampton. I haven't really cared for the direction they've gone in their last couple albums, because they've gone like more like a little bit darker and more introspective, which is not what I look for generally in that kind of music. But I understand it. But they're like the Saturation trilogy. I think is pretty solid. There's a couple songs from there that I really like, but.
There are a few Malibu songs here because I do like Aesop Rock. I just haven't listened to a lot of work.
The Malibu Ken record is one of my favorite things that came out this year.
Him and Tobacco are a dream together. Yeah.
I hope they do at least one more record together, because Ace kind of has a thing where this is a rumor that I've heard. Apparently, he's a little difficult to get along with in the studio. So there tends to kind of be like he'll link up with somebody to do a collaboration album, maybe one or two collaboration albums, and then they'll never release anything together again. So like hopefully that doesn't happen quite as whoa. Hi, my girlfriend is home and she startled me because I didn't hear her come in.
I just didn't want to interrupt.
What?
I said I just didn't want to interrupt.
You're not an interruption.
Try.
But, yeah, hopefully we get more albums out of those two. Actually, are Black Moth, Super Rainbow even still together? I'm kind of not clear on that.
I'm not sure either. Honestly, I haven't listened to much of their work together, but I know they exist because of Tobacco.
Yeah, I've not listened to most of Tobacco's solo work, but I have all of the BMSR records on my phone, and they're
Black
very
Moth
good.
put a song out, well, not a song, an album out together last year, 2018. So I'd imagine so.
Oh yeah, that demo that was like a demo collection or something, wasn't it? It was like a compilation of some kind, I thought.
I'm just looking at it on Spotify, so I wouldn't know.
I'll have to look at that at some point. I honestly totally forgot about that.
Good.
But yeah, Black Moth, Super Rainbow are good. They Aesop Rock and Tobacco actually had a song together like years and years ago called Dirt, which was like a one-off from one of Tobacco's solo albums. Which was really good, although it doesn't really sound much like their work together with Malibu Ken, but...
I think the first things that I heard from Tobacco, one of them was a song that was included on the Ollie Ollie 2 soundtrack, which is surprisingly a pretty heavy influence on my taste, because it sort of predicted where like a lot of the future bass in like the purple wonky scene would end up going in electronic, which is like the space that a lot of the artists that I like these days operate in.
Is that stuff still around, actually? Like, I'm not trying to be dismissive, I actually just did not know that that was still, like, a going concern.
So it changed forms a little bit. Rather than being like marketed as purple and having that weird sort of like thing across the board, a lot of the genre shifted into being, so some of it is kawaii pop that like has like a lot of like anime girl samples and like alongside those sort of like frantic for sauce and drum patterns that are all over the place. But some of them don't really do that necessarily, but still have the musical qualities that are present there.
You see, when I hear future bass, I think of people like Subtract, and I don't know if that's my impression that I'm getting is that is like nowhere near where the genre is anymore.
I'd say that Subtract is largely deep house and like sort of operating in the same space as like a Disclosure.
Interesting.
Like, that's more his scene.
To be fair, I haven't really listened to him since he got in a fight with me on Twitter. So
yeah.
So it's been a bit. I do like his music, but the guy's a jerk. Wait, oh, you haven't heard this story? Yeah, like years ago, I was like, I was tweeting, and I must emphasize, I did not at the man at any point, because that would be a horrendously dickish thing to do. I was tweeting about how disappointed I was about his album, and he like got in my mentions and was trying to argue with me about it, and then he blocked me. It was like just the weirdest interaction I've ever had with another human being. Cause like he was famous already at that point. Like there's no reason he should have been bothering looking up his own name on Twitter. Like just sort of vaguely pathetic. Also, win or lose, this will be our last run for tonight. We're already a little bit over time.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We've had a good show here tonight. Which I kind of was worried that we wouldn't, since it's just the two of us, and also I'm, like, kind of sick, I think. But, you know, we've had a good time here, and I'm glad
I do my best to be entertaining.
You are entertaining, Trey. You are enter-training.
Jake fighting musicians on Twitter.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I am here to slapbox white British men that wear African tribal masks as part of their performance getup. He somehow like never caught flack for that. I don't know what. I guess it was just a different time. I don't know. It was only like 5 years ago, but I don't know.
Yeah. I guess like you pick your battles.
I guess. I also like didn't know that he was white until years later, because he never really took off the masks in publicity photos, and I mean, he doesn't sing or anything, so like there's nothing you can really like. You can't like draw any conclusions based on that kind of inference. So
yeah, I still have no idea what he looks like.
Just imagine a British man, and there you go.
Fair enough.
He actually looks a little bit like Burial, who was another guy that nobody knew what he looked like for a while.
Oh gosh, yeah. Who I also hadn't seen photos of at all until earlier this year, actually.
Yeah, Burial. I like Burial, by the way. He's also a nice dude, apparently. But just like a very archetypal looking individual. I think is probably the polite way to put it. He just, if you Googled British man, he would come up. Images of him.
That fellow has a big mouth.
Who?
Dead now. The thing you were fighting.
Ah. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those guys. They only show up in this level, and they don't look much like anything else in the game.
Yeah.
Little weird. But, you know, music and stuff.
Music and, musician. Things that are happening.
Yes.
You seem to be having a pretty good run.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't, like, I keep getting hit. I'm hoping I don't, like, mess it up in the final stretch here, which seems to be what always happens with me and Isaac now. The divorce papers. I forgot that that was an item in the game. Right,
Tears up, and do you feel empty?
We can't see what we would be getting. Take one. Dead cat, 9 lives. Well, that's just great. So, we will take the other one. Dark matter. That's also really good. Alright. Let's go down, down, baby. Your street in a Range Rover. Boom, 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 boom. All ready to let it go.
Nelly. He was a thing, wasn't he?
What's he up to nowadays? I actually used to really like Nelly.
I have no idea.
He was trying to do that country rap thing for a while, which, like...
It took off, but, like,
not
in a completely different
without
form.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an interesting time for music.
Signed to Columbia Records.
When was that?
2018.
Huh. Maybe a new album is on the way. Who knows? I would probably listen to a Nelly album if it came out, like, today.
Drug.
Would at least give it a shot. I don't know how good I would expect it to be. Since I think the last thing anybody heard from him was his verse on, fucking that one Florida Georgia Line song.
Oh gosh.
Which I am now blanking on the title of.
Yeah.
Cruise. That's what it was called. My mom loved that song, which, of course, she did.
Oh boy.
I love my mother, but her taste in music is questionable.
Leaves something to be desired.
In my opinion. She used to have a very eclectic taste in music, and then she got older, and now the only things she will listen to are Christian rock and pop country. I don't know what happened.
I really want to be that, like, 50-year-old man that's still going out to, like, friggin' whoever the electronic music folks are these days, like in their concerts and everything, just like 30 years from now.
Yeah, like, I hope I still like at least some new music when I get older, but given how jaded I've gotten with rap over the past few years, I don't know if that'll be the case. Like, I don't, it's kind of a mood thing. Almost. Like,
hold thine fate.
Because, like, some days I'll be like, oh, you know, genre's more diverse than it's ever been. And then other days I'll be like, these fucking kids with their mumble rapping. And da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It depends. Alright. Deal with the devil? Yes. And yes. Up we go. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang is okay.
Gotcha.
That's my biggest problem with Gucci Gang is actually that it's kind of just like content devoid. It's really short, which is like a thing now. Like, it's the chorus a couple times, and I think there's only one actual verse in it.
The young folks love them some short songs.
It's just like the norm now, and I feel like I should get used to it, but I can't.
We're operating in the TikTok generation, Jane.
I know, but like, just like I don't care if like the single edit or whatever only has one verse and the hook 3 times, but like, please write actual songs, please.
Yeah. The average length of a pop song has actually shortened down from like 3 minutes 30 seconds down to like 3:50.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Yeah.
And then somebody like YBN Corday will come out who, like, I like him, I don't love him, but like I like him. And people will be like, "Oh, why would anyone listen to this? It's old man rap for kids." It's like, oh, okay.
Well, my brother's a fan, so it seems to be working out for him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, there's, pardon me, I gotta scratch my nose. There's kind of like a stereotype that people that listen to artists like Corday and, you know, J. Cole, who was kind of his primary influence, don't listen to other kinds of rap music, which is sometimes true, but mostly not actually.
Yeah.
It's just, they sit at kind of like a weird intersection of, you know, technical but accessible, and it kind of ends up pissing off people who like both of those things sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
You have antlers.
Yes. It's the Horror Babylon item.
Deer mode. Gate.
Something pick and roll. You know, I didn't know what a pick and roll was until I started listening to rap music. It's like a basketball thing, but I didn't know that.
Well, you just taught me.
Yeah, it's like a style of picking players, I think, for teams, like in a pickup game.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a sports person, but, you know.
Yeah. Maybe the folks would know, but I sure as hell wouldn't.
They killed someone with that in Kuroko no Basket. Zursk. This reference is too powerful. I don't understand.
That's a weird energy emanating from that sentence.
They killed someone with a basketball?
Yeah. Mostly because Kuroko no Basket doesn't seem like the type of anime where people would be killing each other, but I don't know.
What is Kuroko no Basket?
It's a basketball anime, I think.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was so lost. I need to lay down. This run is going on too long, but we're almost at the end, so
We'll get you squared away soon there, bud.
yeah. And I have the Yara rune, and I still have 7 of my 9 lives left, so like, we'll probably be fine. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself by saying that. What's this? Verk. Not very useful. Oh no, it's these things.
Not to be confused with, which is the onomatopoeia for firing a fusion rifle in Destiny.
What is it?
Voop. V-O-O-P.
Me when I voop your nose.
YouTubers in the Destiny fandom tend to use it as like a synonym for a fusion rifle, actually,
I see.
because like you charge it up and it makes the noise.
That's honestly not any dumber than any of the many real terms people use for guns. Some actual ones I am aware of include dicks, drumsticks, penises. Again, that is a thing people say. Like, there's a lot of very silly terms for guns.
You know, I keep that bang.
Thing is another one. Guns are for eating. Well, Section has just provided, or SFSAR has just provided a very peculiar solution to the guns and butter conundrum.
Well, that's... let's see. I thought that was gum. And then guns are the little strips of, like, tree extract that you chew.
Hey, fun fact before the stream ends real quick. Did you guys know that gum is made out of fucking rubber?
Yeah.
Like, it's rubber that you can eat. I didn't know that until, like, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been left out of some kind of weird secret for my entire life. This is a thoroughly unimpressive collection of items. I want it to be this way, but yeah, okay. I was like, it's probably the way with the big room. The Hanged Man.
The Hermit. Not to be confused with the the Lovers.
The Kermit card. What would that do? Summon a frog.
Probably.
Change the background music to Rainbow Connection.
Flavor text. It's not easy being green.
They say if you swallow a gun, it gets stuck in your stomach for 7 years. I get it.
No. Oh gosh. Have you ever met somebody that dropped a little bug drone when they died?
In real life?
Yeah,
No, not yet. But maybe one day.
maybe.
I guess
I
we're
feel like-
I guess we're retroactively making up for that one short episode we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're almost 20 minutes overtime at this point. Ooh.
I bet my drop items probably have like a pretty high chance of like spawning a root beer.
Also being green.
Yeah.
Spawning a root beer. Damn it. Ugh.
Big baby.
Yeah.
Big baby.
Oh, okay, we got Tech 10. We win.
Laser ring. Good lord.
It's like one of the best items in the game. Although, people kind of don't like it because it doesn't, like, interact with anything properly. Except for Tech 2, which just lets you fire both at the same time. Which, yes, please, thank you.
Wow. Raking in that deep blood.
I am a cyborg of death.
Terminator.
I'm like something out of the Doom franchise right now. Where's a Space Marine when you need him?
Gosh. They gotta bring out the big guns in order to get you. You know, now that I think about it, Doom and Isaac have a surprising amount of similarities.
How so?
Just because they're both games that are built around you being a singular force of nature built to kill
Kill what?
kill demons.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, similar affinity for like straightforward arcadey gameplay.
Yeah.
Isaac is a cute antichrist. You know, you gotta look your best when you're ending the world. I don't know
So
if that theory is canon. I don't know if anything about Isaac is canon. What were you gonna say, Trey?
So who would win in a fight, Isaac or the Doom guy?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think it would depend on whether or not Doom Guy's cold heart was moved by Isaac's plight.
Tough call.
Obviously, the real losers in that situation are Satan and his underspawn.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Anyway, I wanted Isaac run for the first time in like 3 months. Thanks for coming out, everybody. If you would like to support the show, there are links to do that in the description below. We will be here again, same planet time, same planet channel, next week on Thursday. You got anything you need to say, Trey, before I...
My new blog has launched at mindtheweird.wordpress.com.
Go
Check it
read
out.
it. Yes. I got a Mario Maker series that will be coming back on Monday, most likely. This past week was kind of a scheduling nightmare, so I couldn't get it. I couldn't produce videos in time, but hopefully this coming week should be getting back on track. But yeah, I will see you guys later. I like that party hat emote. And there's the link to the blog, which you should again check out. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.